Yeah.
And I monologued for like 25 minutes, and now my throat hurts. So well done, Mick. Good job.
Yay.
Coronavirus. How have you been, Chuckles?
I've been okay, actually. Yeah, no, I've been pretty good. I say very active. I'm not good today, unfortunately. My body is suffering, but I'm going to plow on through.
Sad face.
Yeah. It's okay. At least I got a nice comfy chair now. That's the thing. See, like, because if I didn't have this chair, I would have called tonight off. I'd have been like, nope.
What? I have a dining room chair, as you guys know, and I have 2 pillows under my butt. But they're like bed pillows, and they're lumpy bed pillows that I've been like trying to get the lumps out. So I'm at like a kind of slant, like my butt's at like my right butt cheek lower than my left butt cheek, because my cat's got my normal butt pillow. So yeah. So hello Vlad, as always. How the fuck are you doing? And hello Mick, how are you?
Yo, how's it going, Vladimir?
Good to see you guys. I'm going to apologise for missing Jed's again last night. I honestly thought it was next week. I honestly thought.
To be fair, I've got a sneaking suspicion he did one like two weeks in a row. I think he's miscalculated somewhere, but
I'm like 90%
because I'm pretty sure last week you missed last week.
It was because you were hungover. Yeah. Right, okay, yeah. So I didn't miss it because I didn't get a notification, and then you said, "Oh, Jed's was great last night," and I'm sat here like, "What do you mean Jed's was great last night?"
Well, maybe he did an extra one last week, and this is his normal one.
I don't know, but I know that you were hungover.
Oh, there he is, Jed.
Hello, Jed. Hello. How are you doing? Have you done an extra one? Was it purposeful? Are you doing them every Saturday? What's going on? Because I also didn't get a notification. Otherwise, I'd have been there with fucking bells on. But I did not get a notification. It was a good one last night
as well. After the first 2 hours,
I wasn't there after the first 2 hours. Amazing. God damn. What's his name? Skrillex? Yo, Chris. No, that's an actual
Skrilla. Band. Yeah, Skrilla, but he came in as Arnold last night. Yeah.
Ooh, my name is Arnold. Arnold. No, it was normal Fortnite. No, you were there 2 weeks. Yeah, you were there last week.
Yeah, last week you did a show last week, mate, because Cakes missed last week's as well, and I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it must have been last week you did an extra show then. Chris was watching the UFC last night.
Chris was watching the UFC last week. I had deja vu. Yeah, but he was watching it last week as well.
It's probably on every Saturday night then, possibly. I don't know. I'm not into the sports stuff, so
I'm just confused. I'm not going to be on it.
Never had one last week.
Was it definitely? I'm checking his pass. No, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Well. Was it? Fucking hell.
No. Well, that's weird.
There you go. Time is meaningless.
I apologise then. I was like looking forward to this Saturday, to be perfectly honest. I'm just shit. That's just I'm garbage. My bad. But yeah, how is everybody? What you all been doing? What you been up to? What's crack-a-lacking?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks. Sorry, I was just checking to make doubly sure, and yeah, it's 2 weeks ago according to his video. So yeah.
Wow. So I went to my dad's house today for the first time since lockdown, which was fucking awesome. I got to see my dog. My dog was crazy. I was so happy. Oh, I've missed my dog, and you could tell he missed me because like his butt wiggling everywhere and like going crazy. And I sat on the floor and he was climbing all over me. He paws on his back with his belly out, paws all over me, like give me a hug. And every time I put my hand down, he'd like move my hand with his nose back onto his head. Oh, I miss my dog. He's so good. You met Mark Devlin and Piers Corbin today.
I know the names. I can't picture the faces.
I don't know who they are.
I know the names. Can't picture the face. Especially Mark Devlin. I've definitely heard that one before. I could be getting the Corbin mixed up because Corbin is obviously a politician. But
author. YouTuber. Not sure who
No.
he is.
Well, was it a good meeting then, or are they people you wanted to meet, or was it a chance thing? Did you go there special? Yo, Stacy, I think my realm. If I
Stacey.
got that wrong, I do apologise.
An anti-COVID rally near me. Oh, okay. Cool. That sounds fun.
So,
So
what, anti-COVID as in like there is no COVID, or anti-COVID as in we don't like the regulations, or is it just a mix of them all?
It is Stacey. Hello. So big question that everybody keeps asking everybody is whether they've gone to the pub or out to like a pub meal kind of thing. We personally haven't, because we don't have a car. We'd have to get on public transport and we've got to cover our faces. And I
Say you're exempt. This is the thing with the whole face covering. There are exemptions. You just have to say I'm medically exempt. They can't legally ask you
really
why. Yeah,
okay.
it's just down
That's
to your
interesting.
Medical Data Protection Act or something.
Okay.
There is an act anyway that prevents people from asking. It's like your boss. You can tell them you're sick, but you don't legally have to tell them why. You have to tell them what's wrong with you at all. Then they can't legally ask.
I didn't know that.
And if they do, then you have a case against them.
Okay. Stacey says, our town mandated masks outside. I'm dying here. What the fuck? Keep breathing CO2, people. Yeah, it's not even the health reasons that I don't want to wear a mask. I'm not too worried about secondhand air, breathing in too much carbon dioxide. That's not a worry for me. It's just becoming a zombie outside, like everybody being a faceless being, not being able to see somebody else's expressions or my expressions, so that I'm essentially speaking in written tongue because my face can't articulate or express what I'm saying. So therefore my words could be misconstrued, and the way that I present myself can be confused. I don't want that. This is my face. Why should I have to cover part of my face? I
Because
don't
you're going
want
to
that.
kill people if you don't by spreading
I know.
COVID.
I had
That's why.
I was on the Facebook, D. I was on the Facebook. I just need to uninstall it. But I was on the Facebook, right? And and it was one of the local groups, and this woman was complaining. She goes, "Oh, I've just been to Morrison's in Sheldon, and people weren't using the hand sanitizer and sanitizing their, trolley. Why do I want to put a chemical on my skin? I have eczema on my hands, so if I do put hand sanitizer on my hands, it's going to burn like fuck. Why do I want to weaken my immune system? And why do I want to use a really, really, like, aside from the fact that hand sanitizer is a chemical, the hand sanitizer that they use in the big bottles is industrial hand sanitizer. So why do I need industrial hand sanitizer for a virus? It's antibacterial. I don't understand. They're two different things. Use an alkaline soap. It alters the pH balance of your skin and prevents viruses and bacteria growing on your hands. If you really want to be that clean, that's your choice. But I don't. Call me filthy, but I like my bacteria. I like not getting a cold just from having a conversation with somebody. Am I wrong? No. D's gone. I thought he'd frozen. Excellent. But I know I'm not wrong. I'm going to read you guys because I know D put this on the screen, so I'll read it up. People talked about climate change hoax and fighting against COVID measures becoming permanent. That's horrible. There's going to be a change to the high street in the town near me. One-way pedestrianised area for distancing. If they're changing town layouts, they aren't temporary, are they? They want this crap to be permanent. Lots of hugs and shaking hands. Maybe loud. Yeah. When I went to my local shopping centre, all the bins had been removed. Like the bins in the middle of the shopping centre to kind of emphasize the one-way system. But when this is finished and people become careless again in the shopping centre, there's just going to be shit all over the floor. Like, Not in Touchwood, there wasn't. Thank you very much for interrupting me. But there's still going to be shit all over the floor. So why remove all the bins? And you can tell that it's going to be permanent because they've removed the bins. You know, people need to fight against the new not norm. They won't though. They won't though. You're very true, and you're very right. But they're shit, and they won't. Which is infuriating because there's so many people that are stupid and idiots, and you're back. Hey.
I'm back. Stupid and idiots. I agree, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't need to. You don't need to. Chris said people need to fight against the new not norm, and I said I agree, but they're idiots. It won't happen because people just. Oh my God! Yes, I have seen the baby masks, and it's sickening. There's so many things. Like, firstly, right, you know, when you leave your baby in the car, like, you don't leave your baby in the car, but you know when people leave their baby in the car, and there's then, or their dog, and then there's that whole thing every single summer. Don't leave your baby in the car. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. They're a baby. Babies can't regulate their body temperature enough, so covering their face is stupid. You wouldn't cover your dog's face because they pant to regulate their body temperature. Babies breathe to regulate their body temperature as well. It just helps. And then denying a newborn of oxygen, like, are you fucking stupid? Like,
somebody did put a video out. I don't know who. I didn't actually watch it, but I think in either the thumbnail or the title was "Get ready for sudden baby death syndrome" or something like.
Sid.
Yeah, another round of that with
See, that's just random. Like, that Sid's is random.
Oh, there we go.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, there.
Apparently. Oh my God, pump baby with carbon dioxide. Sid's is down since doctor visits are down. Oh, fun. Okay, yeah. Went to a flea market yesterday. Almost everyone was selling masks. Not very actually wearing. Oh, not very many actually wearing them. Conspiracy mystic.
Yeah, this is the thing. Whenever I go out, nobody. Yeah, it was. There you go. It's Conspiracy Mystic who put the video out, probably. Yeah, she is someone I'm subscribed to, so it's very possible that it's hers that I saw. Yeah, no, see, I'm still not seeing the masks, so it's going to be interesting to see where if. I mean, I haven't heard any talk about it being made mandatory, right?
Probably 30% of the people I see them have masks, but I'd say 40 to 50% of the people have gloves on.
It's probably 5%, if that. That's probably being generous, giving them 5% mask wearers when I go out. I mean, even the staff in shops aren't wearing masks; they're not wearing gloves.
Yeah. So when I've been shopping, I've not seen very many people wearing very many staff. I haven't seen staff wearing masks, except for in the makeup outlet. There was the man had a plastic visor, which I don't like. You realise that like, if I can put my hand in it, surely bacteria and viruses can get. I don't understand. And they made me use hand sanitizer before I went in. They were like, "Can you use the hand sanitizer?" And I'm
just pretend. You just pretend. You actually you just like do the action and then walk away.
I should have.
Yeah, don't even contest. Just walk up to it, pretend to do it, walk away like that. Literally, I mean,
should have done it.
Yeah,
but I didn't because I'm so socially insecure and so anxious. Like, outside of my house, you wouldn't believe the difference that I am. I'm like this little shell of a person. Like, I have, like, unless I'm around people I know, I have zero charisma. Or unless there's like a computer screen, like, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I just. Yeah, so I didn't want to cause an argument, but I should have done that. Yeah, but I was just so put on the spot and so taken back that somebody was making me put gunk on my hands, and alcohol to dry out my skin. And
I would have,
puzzle skin,
If I felt forced to do it, like somebody had forced me, then I'd just turn around and walk out and go somewhere else.
Yeah, I needed foundation though, so I couldn't.
Well,
And
you
it is
could have
going
gone
to
and
put on my
ordered it
face.
online, like so.
Or it could have, but it's cheaper in the makeup outlet. It's cheaper because they get given the palettes that have got dents on them and stuff. So instead of
Okay.
going in the bin, the makeup outlet get them and sell them like 30-40% cheaper. Yeah, boy. So I get to wear Urban Decay for like a fraction of the price. Think it's smart. Vlad got it.
An
Lol.
amazing false equivalency there, Alan. Love it.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that live chat wasn't on. I didn't see Alan. Shit.
See, I don't have. I'm on StreamYard chat, so whatever pops up in
Okay, I
StreamYard,
missed
I'll see.
Stacey's then. In US, it's mandatory in most places. 97% are wearing them. Some people in cars alone wearing masks. We're fucked. Yeah, I've seen that. They're crazy. D, Boris is on about mandating them possibly in shops. I'm pretending to put your seatbelt on. Okay, Alan, good job. I stopped going to my orthopedic as they sanitized next to go in. Ugh. I never wear a seatbelt. It's too restraining. I always wear a seatbelt. But mine goes under. I have to put it under my boobs because if I put it here, like where it's supposed to go, it just hurts because, you know. So mine goes under my boobs and under my arm, which isn't as safe, but it's still safe.
No, it'll probably just rip you in half if you had a big accident. Yeah,
quite possibly, yeah. But at least I'd probably be dead.
Yeah, no, I'm
not
a
crippled.
seatbelt wearer myself. I just don't feel safe not wearing a seatbelt. It's just always been the way. It's never like I even needed to be told to use one. It was just like fucking get it on. And I've always been nervous when I'm not driving anyway. When I'm driving, I could probably get away with it, but I got so used to wearing one before I started driving. It's almost second nature.
Cakes admitted she was a woman. I am a woman. Go away, fly. I swear to God, I will cut you down where you stand.
Yes, Cakes has pestilence at the moment, unfortunately.
There's been the same fly in the house for 2 days, and obviously the obvious thing is to kill it, but I don't want to touch it. And then Dee's like, roll of newspaper, but then I got to move, so, you know, like I moved from there to here. That's it. Well, yeah, I mean, we've just been shooing it, but it's been buzzing around me, and like it's making me question my fragrance right now. I avoid collisions in 35 years of driving, never touch wood. Yeah, I mean, I as a passenger, I've avoided collisions, but you know, been in them, so.
This is the thing, yeah, no, as a driver, I technically caused one where I drove into the back of someone because my brakes seized up, but that was just me not taking care of my car. And the other two crashes I had were people crashing into me. So,
but is it possibly easier to drive in America than it is to drive in
I think
England?
they've got bigger roads in America
they've got like more of a grid. Like if you go into the cities, they're more gridded. We're all wiggly and wiggly, you know.
Could be. I don't know. Yeah, most of our cities have still got the old structures there still, so they're just not set up for modern day traffic.
No,
that's all. And then you've got to factor in that people will want to park outside their house, so you've got all the streets that should be just roads. They've got parking spaces going up. So it's ridiculous.
We
but
don't rely on notifications. Just got it now. Yeah, it is a good thing you don't rely on them, Vlad. I honestly, Jed's, I thought it was next week. My bad. Maybe. I'm sorry.
Well, especially nowadays, this thing, I mean, YouTube is clapping down big time on everything. I mean, people getting shadow banned and stuff in chats and stuff. I mean, I find that when I'm in chats now, only about, it's probably a 50-50 on whether my comments even going to go through.
Hiya, Snowman. How you doing, mate?
Yo, Snowman.
I did say hello to VB,
yo, Validation Boy. Well, I put the comment up and I did a wave and stuff, and but we haven't physically, I think, said hello. So.
Here we go. VB said, I've driven in Europe and in the US. European driving is a free-for-all and crazy. That doesn't surprise me.
It's not so much here. I've heard over on the continent of continental Europe, it can get a bit nuts in places. But here, people do tend to follow the rules. Like, it's not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you always get the exceptions, but on the whole, most people follow the rules. Not necessarily speed limits, but it's like you just know how to be respectful most of the time. Like I said, it's only seems to be the people that are in a hurry that tend to not be the courteous drivers. Or maybe, again, this is just a area thing, and it's because of the area I live in and stuff. But
the further into the city you get, the more likely you're going to be in an accident. From where I live, in my experience, there's a lot more crazy drivers that way than there is that way.
Apparently,
YouTube have taken.
God, you carry on.
Yeah, okay. YouTube have taken away the live chat from last night's stream for some reason. So we have this sometimes where I can't look at our live chat for a couple days. And then a couple days later, I can see it again. I don't know what that's all about, and I'm not going to sit there and like screenshot all the comments now and then screenshot them later.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is why I'm thinking of going over to and start putting us going through OBS, because then I can have YouTube chat on the screen. I can have Discord chat on the screen for people who can't get their comments to come through on YouTube, and that way, at least people can still have their say and everyone can see it.
Better analogy would be thinking your freedoms are being removed by not being able to drive at a 70 mile per hour through a council
analogy
estate.
of what?
Alan, are you here just to be an absolute troglodyte, or are you here to actually come up with a valid analogy? Because that analogy quite literally makes no sense in the context of which we're talking. So I'm going to let you go and take a breather, have a break, and come back to us when you can formulate your argument. Okay, son? Okay. Good chat. Moron.
See, this is the thing. I mean, the freedoms, people should have the freedom to do that. I'm not saying they should do that. I mean, it's a stupid idea in my point of view, but I think that most people would stop that behavior, because I mean, you see it. You see when idiots drive past and people will shout and stuff at them. Get enough idiots doing it, and people will put a stop to it. That's what I mean. That's just why I'm against so much of these rules and stuff, because I think people will eventually sort things out themselves. May not always be clean, but so he's putting off your responsibility onto somebody else and thinking that somebody else can have power and authority over you.
My realm said, I'm going to switch to another platform in the end.
There we go.
The problem with that, which Dee said before, is, say, BitChute, for example, whilst there is full freedom of speech and a hell of a lot less rules, it is an echo chamber. You can't actually attract people to it. Like, there isn't really, the only people that we could attract to it would be you guys, whereas at least on YouTube we have the chance of our video being put on somebody's homepage because they've looked at something, you know. So I don't know, it's difficult. We could upload these videos after the fact to BitChute, or if BitChute became a live streaming thing, maybe we'd live stream on BitChute and then upload to here. But or maybe live stream to BitChute and we edit it down the main points onto YouTube, because it seems to be,
if you want to do all the editing, you go for it. But if you want, I mean, I don't mind.
I think I got pretty good at editing.
I do pay for a screen recorder, but I barely use it anymore. It was a lot easier for me to grab clips because I couldn't download stuff from YouTube because I didn't want to pay that. So I bought the Screencast-O-Matic. I'll pay for that. So I'm quite happy to just leave that running, record the show, and then download it onto BitChute. And because I've done that with a few of our shows, we've got one versus one is already on BitChute. So,
I know. Yeah. I haven't looked at it, but I know we're on there.
Not many people watch it, I don't think. Not many people have watched it, but
so VB said, when chat is missing, it means participants are going back and deleting their comments after the fact. YouTube is processing it. Yeah. YouTube will not put anything against the World Health Organization, no freedom of speech. And yeah, it's disgusting that we can't actually be able to speak freely and bounce ideas and have a frank conversation about anything. We're just supposed to trust this one unity of nonsense. I'm not a fan of that. It makes no sense. Alan, I forgot to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, this is the thing, though. See, we are using somebody else's platform, and a lot of this that I'm seeing that's getting pulled off YouTube is getting pulled off YouTube for good reason, because it's unthought out. People literally giving medical advice that have no base reason to be giving medical advice and stuff. And it's all very well pointing somebody to like medical sites and stuff, fair enough. But when you're going to start making claims yourself and stuff, that's a different matter. And
it's one thing to say that this has worked for me. It's another thing to say that this will work for you without a medical history and full knowledge, because you don't know exactly what those things are going to do. And hiya, Dagan.
Yeah, and like I say, there is a lot of misinformation going around about this, and again, because I watch a few of the Shield channels, like you get to see it, and then unfortunately you do see a lot of the small channels chuck it out quickly, and you can tell they've not really thought about it, and by then it's too late because lots of other channels have picked it up, and it suddenly becomes information that is supposed to have been researched or supposed to have done by people who have actually researched, and you find out that actually no, it was never researched properly in the first place. So
Vlad said, Alan, I forgot to ask you last night, what's your stance on abortion?
Oh yeah, I did put that one up on screen.
Yeah. P-Mars says, I've started uploading to BitChute. That's awesome. We'll find your link sometime.
I was going to say, Joy, if you want mod for a minute, I can give you a mod and you can put your link in, and then I'll take it away again.
Chris has had a few videos removed the last few months. Vlad has 121 videos on BitChute. Any videos I had a doctor or nurse speaking out got removed. It's funny that, isn't it, Chris? Me too, Chris. It's bullshit, said my realm. A guy claimed his comments were shadow banned in last night's chat. It's possible. It's been kind of happening and people don't know.
Yeah, no, it does happen. This is the thing. I know it happens because, like I say, it's a 50-50 chance of my comments will go through nowadays. So, yeah.
My realm said, my anti-COVID doctors' videos were pulled down. Snowman said, masks are bad for you. I'm like, surgeons seem to wear them without problems. I said hi to you already, Chris, you wee fanny. Amazing. Oh my God, you said pretend you're putting on hand gel, inferring following the guidelines are unimportant. I offer a logical response and you treat with contempt and a patronizing response. I am baffled because me not hand sanitizing my own hands according to government guidelines, not laws, guidelines, is harmful to myself. Me driving at 70 miles an hour around a council estate is harmful to environment, wildlife, and people. It's not an accurate comparison. Like, I'm not going around putting my fingers in people's mouths. Like, I'm not disgusting. I wouldn't do that pre or post COVID. Let's be honest here. So, your analogy was a cock of shit.
Sorry, yeah, Pete, I've given you a thing now, so go ahead and post the link, bud.
The link did post. Okay, Judge Ginger Raj. Amazing. No complaints there. But yeah, no, your analogy was bullshit. Like, it didn't make sense. It wasn't an accurate analogy. So yeah. I'm pro-choice as the best.
It's because you used a false equivalency to make your point seem worse. This is my thing. Putting on a little bit of hand gel, inferring the guidelines are unimportant. Of course, the guidelines are unimportant because it assumes that my hygiene levels are low enough that I need to keep or that I'm even going to come in contact with people at high risk. I mean, I've been pretty much self-isolated for 3 years anyway. I don't come in contact with anybody that's going to put anybody at risk. If I come in contact with somebody in the shops, then it's up to them to make sure that they're not going into contact with anybody who's at high risk. So if guidelines don't make
Again, not laws.
sense, then you don't follow them. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You've got to use your own judgment. Accept your own responsibility.
Not putting on hand gel does affect others, as it risks you picking up the infectious disease, but it doesn't. I stay in my house with my boyfriend, my son, and my mum, none of whom are high risk. In fact, I'm probably the highest risk, because if I did get COVID, it would hurt my chest more than it would normally hurt my chest, because I have a chest condition on my ribs, not my lungs, my ribs. So I am the highest of non-high risk in my house. And honestly, my hygiene standards are pretty good. You know, no complaints here. I could honestly eat off my hands and be perfectly happy to do so. I mean, I'm not going to offer you to eat off my hands. I'd be happy not to
wash my hands for 3 or 4 days and still eat off them.
Yeah, same. To be
honestly,
honest.
like I say,
what do I touch? I touch myself, you know, and that's it. And Dan, but Dan, you know, goes in, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, outside in a shop, Alan, where other people who are taking their own responsibility, their own health at risk to go to a shop. You can get anything you want online nowadays. So if you go into a shop, I'm going to assume you're not going to be in contact with anyone who's at high risk. Because if you're going to a shop and then you're going to be in contact with somebody that's at high risk, you are an extremely irresponsible person.
Yeah, and I want to point out this was a makeup shop as well. A makeup shop, which the only people that need to be wearing makeup are people that are still or feel they need to wear makeup are people like me who have my face here, so I put makeup on every Sunday and every other Saturday if I'm going on Jeds, and people who are going to work and feel they need to wear makeup. There is no other reason for people to need to go and buy makeup. So it was a makeup shop. It's not an essential shop. It was essential for me personally, but not for anybody else. And I didn't touch any of the testers anyway. I wasn't going to touch the testers because they're filthy.
Yeah, and this is the thing as well, Alan. Are you medically trained? Did you go to medical school or anything? Or are you just literally listening to what the mainstream media are putting out, which I'm pretty sure most of us here know cannot be trusted? And when you actually look into things, especially when you look into some of the scientific research on face masks, you'll see that there actually isn't anything to base any of that science on. When it comes down to the hand gels and stuff, there's very little to base on that. There's very little to base on the fact that touching surfaces spreads it, touching cash spreads it. Like, I mean, if you actually go and look at this stuff and then look at everything else that goes on with it, the figures compared to flu, just there's so much evidence out there that contradicts the veracity of this pandemic.
And I'm also sure, Dee, sorry to interrupt you, but I'm also sure if I have eczema on my hands and it burns my skin and makes my condition worse, would I not be medically exempt from putting hand sanitizer on my hands?
You certainly shouldn't be if you've got eczema. If you've got any dermatological issues. And I'm not a doctor, but I've had dermatological issues in the past, and the advice from doctors has always been soap and water.
Don't put shit on your hands.
And unscented soap and water.
Yeah. And what Alan's just said here, what if an elderly lady is served after you? Well, I'm sorry, then that elderly lady is stupid. If she's at high risk, she needs to stay at home.
Yeah,
she needs to self-isolate and shield.
This is what I mean. If she's out there, then she's responsible. She deserves to die.
And shouldn't be responsible for other people's health and hygiene, because that's not up to me. I am not a Prime Minister, not an MP, and I'm also not a manager of a shop. Had I been a manager of a shop, this would be a completely different different thing because I have a duty of care over my customers. But as a member of public, I don't have a duty of care on anybody. I'm not a driver. I'm not anything. So I have no duty of care of anything. So no, I shouldn't have to put hand sanitizer on my hands. Like, you're just trying to pick at tiny little things to try and make your argument stick and work, but it's stupid. And honestly, you're in the wrong chat for that, mate. Like, none of us are going to agree with you. In fact, I highly doubt anybody in this chat will agree with you. You've got the wrong circle of people there, mate. Go back to fucking weird furries with your friends.
I didn't notice that. I'd have to go back and look. I was getting pretty tired by the end of it, to be fair. So, but yeah, no, he sounded. That's how he's always sounded whenever I've heard him in the past. Anyway, that wasn't the first time I'd seen him last night. I'd seen him on Jamie Brown's a couple of times and in Jamie Brown's chat a lot. So. Yeah, he's not just some stranger, if you know what I mean. All right, he is some stranger, but you know what I mean. It wasn't like he was just new on the scene last night. So, and he's remained pretty consistent with what he said throughout. So yeah, and again, I'm not vouching for him here. I'm just saying what I've seen of him seems pretty consistent so far.
Hi, Laurie and Jez. And hi, Dan W. How are you all? P. Mars just said something quite cool, actually. I prefer dangerous liberty over safe tyranny. I like that. Tyranny, I really like that. Yeah. I kind of want that to be a mantra somewhere. Like, I'm going to get somebody to embroider that and put it on my maybe hang it behind me. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. It's been a while, Laurie. I've missed you. Where you been?
It's a known quote. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's anything original. But
then, yeah, cool.
Although it's a good one. It's not one you hear often, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it as a quote before.
Yeah, and Chris, all of this, doing it together, greater good, etc. Just control mantras. Isn't that kind of like how it was in the war? You know, band together, do this for the greater good. The greater good of who? Who is this for the greater good of? I don't feel like it's for the greater good of me.
Right. If mankind's been working for the greater good of anyone, it's been for the 1% who's in control of everything at the moment. So, are we going to change that? I don't think so. They're not. They've got us pretty locked down before the lockdown. So,
yeah.
Interesting to talk about. Oh, Thomas Jefferson, I think. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Right, I've had this argument a few times, and I quite probably offended some people. But I was speaking to my pops today because I went to his house, and we were talking about the statues being defaced and destroyed and stuff. And I think it's very, very unfair to judge somebody on today's standards when they are from different eras standards. What was the norm centuries ago?
He did it right. See that? Go on. Sorry, you finish your.
Yeah. What was the norm centuries ago, and what was acceptable then isn't necessarily acceptable now. But who am I to judge what it was like in those times? I wasn't there. I don't know how it felt. I don't know how acceptable it was. So why would I judge you as something else now?
Because, right. It doesn't matter whether you were there or not now. You have a moral compass now. They had moral compasses back then. Yes, most of our moral compass comes from the programming around us. But yes, judge what happened in the past and stuff. But don't try and erase it just because you don't like it.
But should we judge the people?
Yes.
Judge what happened.
They were wrong. They were wrong.
But they were wrong on today's standard.
No, it doesn't matter. They were wrong by any moral standard. It doesn't matter whether it's today's or not.
Biddy Muck said, don't know what chemicals are in these gels in shops. Main issue is lack of toilet facilities, and alcohol gel is useless at protecting against fecal matter, which will give more nasty disease. I agree. Yeah. The toilets in the local shopping centre were closed, so you can't really go hiccups. You can't really go shopping with children. Laurie said none of the pubs around here make you wear a mask, even though it's supposed to be worn everywhere. People here are like screw that. Good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, see, I imagine at least in the country, side, like around where I live, that would be the attitude for most people. But when you get into the cities and stuff, I imagine the pressure would be upped even more, and most people will just wear it.
And Alan said, the point is it's an infectious disease which can be passed on and on. I'm just giving my view. Cakes, you say you want different views, then say go somewhere else. Doesn't seem like you like to be challenged. I like to be challenged by intelligent, tangible arguments, not by arguments that you've just pulled out your ass with quite literally no information and no facts behind it. So if you can give me some real hard facts on how I should be responsible for other people, then yeah, cool, go for it.
See,
Try that, but you won't change my mind. I adore hearing other people's opinions, but
the best Alan's done so far, like I've seen of him, is to say, just go and listen to what the scientists say. Yeah.
No, why?
That seems to be his evidence. Like he admitted on Jamie's, I think yesterday, that he doesn't actually look into what scientists have done. He just trusts that they've looked into it. He literally said this. I'm almost like, I'm like not misquoting him much. Like he literally said he puts his complete faith into scientists and doesn't do the research to see, because he doesn't think he's intelligent enough to do it. I think was basically what he was saying. And don't get me wrong, that he see, this is the thing. Unfortunately, he's kind of right there as well. Like most people are too stupid to look into this stuff and know what they're actually looking into. And it is a trap a lot of us got into, and I myself have certainly gotten into in the past. And so this kind of thing does need pointing out, and this is why it's nice to have people like Alan about, so you can reuse your arguments on them, and if they still make sense to you, then you can hold your head up high. If you got to start thinking, then this is what I mean. No, it's not like we expect you to agree with us or anything, like, but you've got to expect, coming in here with an alternate view, you're going to get us having our alternate views like directed at you, and
it's easier for us to have our views with our actual voice compared to him with his tippity type.
I'm sure he'll jump on if we put the link out. So
go ahead. I'm down for an argument.
Okay, I'll put the we're putting a link out then, guys. So
Laurie said COVID is no more a disease than flu. I agree. Chris said stupid isn't challenged, Alan. It's just stupid. My realm is longer than Stacey, so I'm just going to go with Stacey if that's okay with you. The thrift store lady told me, wear a mask if you want. Then she said the town police told her masks can't be enforced. Okay. Chris, that HIF is a fucking prick. He banned me a long time ago when I asked him his stance on abortion. Same with Tim, Paul, useless fuckbags. Lol, Vlad, sorry to hear that. Real men don't feel anything. Alan, you're a stooge for the big brother. Keep conforming and muck around in your own slimy ignorance. Hey, Vlad. No one's forcing you here, Alan. Do you believe your government cares about you, Alan? Alan, it's just a flu, mate. I almost feel bad for Alan. Then I remember we all have a choice to be a retard or not. Alan gets off on boring... gets off on bring muzzled for the state. You haven't addressed my point yet. All I can presume is if you're anti-intellectual and everyone is corrupt, if anything, your responses are insightful in that you show me how echo chambers delude people. My eyes went funny then. But no, tell me your point. Tell me your actual point, Alan.
This is the thing. It will never matter, because what we say is never up to his standard. This is the point. He, like I say, relies on scientists, experts. He's a technocrat. Like he doesn't believe he has the intellectual power to figure these things out for himself. So he's put his complete faith into science. Yo, Jez.
Hey, Jez. How you doing, mate?
Are you all right? Yeah, not bad.
You have a good weekend? Or a good few days? I've seen Facebook.
Yeah. I went and met Tom and Lee again at Tom's house. Had a nice barbecue for the weekend, and yeah, pretty spot on.
Awesome. Good weather for it, at
right.
least.
Good stuff.
Yeah, at last.
Yeah.
At last, yeah, right?
Yeah, at last. Yeah, it's horrible. You are V-Man? I think he's muted.
What's up?
Yeah, oh, there you go. I
was just listening to everybody. Yeah, I've been checking out your videos, Jez, and pretty cool. The mousetrap ones.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Oh, it's gone bad, mate. My mousetraps.
Yeah, I was watching I can't remember that guy's name now. He had a bunch of different ways he did the mousetraps and stuff. He'd buy them and test them and stuff. I can't remember the channel now, but it's been a while since I watched those. But he got a lot of his taken off because of the violence, so he had to go and edit them all and blur out
animal cruelty and all that
or he would stop it right before it did. I was like, "Fucking man, that was the whole fun part was watching him get killed."
Yeah, I know which one you're on about now, mate. I know which one the show you're on about. Yeah, okay, he's got like 1.5 million subscribers, hasn't he, just on mousetraps?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got my ideas from watching this show. Yeah,
right on.
So I built my own.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it worked, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I made one with the I got the little part for a zapper for your thing, and I set it up, but I didn't get to use it. They wouldn't go near it because it had things. So as soon as they got near it, it would zap them. But every time I tried, they wouldn't go near the son of a bitch, no matter how much stuff I put on it to get them to entice them there. So I never did get to use it.
I just use chocolate. That's all I use. Just chocolate spread, and that's it. Love it.
Yeah,
that's it. The straight in. But I'm thinking about making one of those. Do you remember the old electric fly zappers? Them like tennis rackets. Yeah, you can get them for about £3. I'm just going to take the guts out of it and stick it in a mousetrap. So when they jump in, it like
yeah, you cool bastard. That's not going to be enough to kill them.
I ain't killed them. So. Yeah, doing all right. Where's my little bit there? There's one there, look. My little traps, look. There you go.
Yeah, Jed remembers mine. It has I hooked the batteries. But yeah, it was the part that goes into your tasers or the.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't remember what they're called now. The stun gun things. It was just the component part, and I hooked it up to some. It was a platform that had metal on it and had these little spikes that had food on it. So as soon as it hit, it would zap them because they're already on electric or on a metal. As soon as I got near that current, but I said it never did get to try it out. All the times I tried it, because I had a nephew that had a mobile home and it had rats. I mean, big rats. So that's why I made it a certain size. It wasn't really for mice, so it's for rats. But they wouldn't.
Yeah, I've got met one of them.
Go ahead. I didn't hear that.
I've got a rat trap as well. I've got Mac 1.
Yeah. Yeah, so right. This fucking Allen motherfucker is verified. He is a bona fide liberal being pro-choice. Fuck off, dude.
Let's all believe the government. Let's all believe the internet. Oh, fuck off.
The lesser. How is abortion the lesser of two evils? What's the other evil? That they live? Oh my goodness. What the fuck? How about going aborting yourself then? Abort yourself, dude.
I'm just waiting for that Maxwell to die. Do you know what I mean? I reckon she's going to die of COVID-19.
Yeah. I'm surprised she's still going, especially now it's out that she's got actual video of some high-level politicians with underage people. So, yeah.
It said she has COVID now. She's been
diagnosed. Oh, she's got COVID. Oh, she's dead of COVID then. Yeah.
Well, apparently, I don't know how true this is, but apparently they got her 9 months ago. That's what I heard today. I went.
Yeah. I heard it the other day that she's been in their custody.
Yeah.
So she might have told them where some evidence is, and now they're gonna. Oh yeah, we caught her. Because why would she be there? They knew where she lived, and they knew it was her property. Why? How come they didn't check? All of a sudden, it pops up. Oh, she's over at this place here.
Babe. Can you pass me?
I wouldn't even know how it works on those levels. That's the thing. I mean, from what I can see as it's played out so far, though, it does just seem like it's being dangled in front of us as another distraction for something. So, don't get me wrong, it's a massive issue. This whole paedophile rings and all this kind of stuff. It needs sorted. It's just not being taken seriously enough. Again, it's kind of been turned into this big joke now, even like amongst a lot of the conspiracy channels and stuff. Like it is. It's just like, oh yeah, another one caught, another one, and because we know nothing's going to get done. If you know what I mean, it's not like I'm blaming the conspiracy world for this. We just know that nothing's going to get done about this. So
never does. But what I found. I was going to say, what I found quite strange is all the celebrities that we're seeing on the internet, like that Halloween or whatever her bloody name is. She's got an ankle tag on, and all these other celebrities now got tags on. All the other celebrities haven't been seen. Then the COVID-19 comes in. I just think it's a total cover-up, mate, to go get all the paedophiles and the sex trafficking and that. But
you still think that, then? Yeah. No, see, like I said, I mean, I don't think this is a cover-up for anything other than pushing the agenda, the 2021, 2030 agendas and stuff like, and obviously that'll do as much with it as they can. Like I say, just turn us into a more dystopian kind of society. So
it's the amount of brainwashing what's out there. I mean, I sat there the other day. I was just parked up, sat having a something to eat, and I was just watching people just walking around, masks on, and then I was looking at the bus, and it was just like watching a cattle bus. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
yeah.
Wow. I was like, you are absolute brainwashed bunch of idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It makes very little sense to me. It does. I mean, I thought people were smarter than this, but if anything, this just proves how dumbed down our society has become and how much the education system has let us down, and how justified we are for bad mouthing the education system as being an indoctrination system rather than something that teaches you how to think, not what to think. So.
I mean, I've enjoyed the lockdown though because I've had time to think and I'm, getting on with things and that. You know what I mean? But
look like you're losing a bit of weight. Actually, have you been exercising?
Fucking joking out. Yeah, I still look like a barrel.
Maybe it's just your face with the beard or something. Then I don't know.
I think it's my face, mate. Yeah, I'm still just under 18 stone. So
you ate all the pies.
If I want abuse, mate, I'll go speak to my missus. Yeah, it's fucking mad.
Laurie's just said they want kids to wear masks in school. This is something that's really worrying me because the kids are due to go back in September. No, but there's fines. That's the thing. They're going to fine kids if they don't go back to school.
Don't pay the fine.
But who the fine is?
Jez will tell you how to. Jez will tell you how to avoid the fine legally.
Okay. Okay. Because it's really worrying me that Fred's going to have to go back to a school where they're socially distancing the kids, and I just don't think that's right. I mean, it's difficult because fair enough if the kids have got to socially. Fair enough that there's kids that need an education and that they've got elderly grandparents in their house that are high risk. So I do understand, but then shouldn't those kids be the ones that are, okay, well, you've got to self-isolate at home. You shouldn't be around anybody full stop. Because I don't want my 7-year-old to be alienated from his friends.
Well, invite his friends over to play with him then. I mean, keep him out of school, homeschool him.
Parents being morons.
I mean, what's he going to get from being at school with them, standing them like 2 meters apart? I mean, what's that going to achieve? He won't achieve through talking to him on a tablet or something. Sorry.
To get fined, to get fined in that, they're finding the legal fiction. They're not finding you as the person, as the vessel. They're finding the cargo. But they need you to consent to the cargo. That's who they're finding. Okay. So they need your full consent anyway. But if you turn around and say to them, can you put that in the correct grammar? They won't do it because it's all fraudulent.
Will you text me properly on Hangouts and explain this?
It's basically you
I'm-
never refuse to pay. Basically, you just make them do it properly.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing with a lot of the stuff now. They don't word things properly. But I mean, this is stuff we've known about for a long time. I mean, I've gone into it a little bit and stuff, but Jez has gone on to it even further now with.
That's your postmaster stamp, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my postmaster stamp. There's 3 of us, right, on the committee of this, and with Santex Quantum Grammar, the Bills of Exchange Act 1882, Section 4, Paragraph 83. Boom! This is now legal.
Awesome.
So you can now write your official promissory notes legal.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what money is, basically. It's just a promissory note. So basically, and this isn't something you do to a local business or something like that, or to a mate or something. This is just something you do against corporations and governments. Like,
you do it against banks and the governments. That's how you do it too. I mean, I've got my paperwork up there. I mean, I asked the not HSBC, American Express card. I owed them $2.5 grand, right? And I asked them for a bit of leniency. And they went, oh, yeah, certainly, Mr. Garker, certainly. Within 3 weeks, they sent me to the debt collector. All right. I went, oh, thanks for that. But what they did was, they sent me a gyro slip. So I went, right, nice one. You want to play these silly games? No problem. So I banged all my stamps on it, endorsed the gyro slip, sent that back, sent them a promissory note and a burden of proof, sent it first class recorded mail. So that's paid, done. So then it went over to the debt collectors up. I rung them up. I was just basically giving it, removing rights of all implied rights of access and everything. And they sent me the letter through the post. I went, yeah, no problem. I'll play big boys with you. So I sent them a letter, Malicious Communications Act of 1988, the Bills of Exchange, told them about, God's law, contract law, lawful rebellion, claim of life, because I've got a claim of now, because I'm now officially a vessel. I'm not a cargo no more. And I sent it in one letter. The debt collector letter, because it's all got my stamps on it. The debt collector went, fuck this, we don't want anything to do with him. We're passing it back. So they passed it straight back to American Express card. American Express card sent me a letter. I sent them a letter back. It's been 5 weeks now. Not heard a peep. Bye.
Amazing.
All legal. Yeah. That's what I say. All the information's out there. You need to get a claim of life and do the Santex Quantum Grammar. It's communications, and that's it. Honestly, it is amazing. Absolutely. What we all know about the straw man, nothing compared to this stuff. Absolutely nothing.
Well, no, this stuff you stumbled on is the stuff that the Freeman movement was kind of covering up, if you know what I mean, and brushing over and never got into. And that's why the whole Freeman movement died out, because it actually never had any basis in real law. It was just some kind of made up fiction that they wanted to enact. Whereas this is the real law, well, legal stuff, should I say, not lawful.
It's amazing. I'm waiting for my town hall to open up down here because I've got my claim of life ready, and I've also got my medical papers and everything passed. I'm about to walk straight into that office with my papers and see them and go, there you go, you bastards. Right, put me on the register there, put me on the register there. The fraudulent name you've got, I want taken off, because that's now me, because I can't represent that name because it's not me, because I'm not the property of it. That's your birth certificate. So I give them the real papers. So if they issue my name out, because I'm a compound fact now, if they issue my name out to other third-party interlopers, I can then sue the council for misappropriation of my name.
So no more bailiffs, basically, then, or anything like that. Yeah.
No, nothing, mate. Nothing. As soon as if I ever go to court, you do a witness statement, right? Because you're already the postmaster and the postmaster letter carrier, right? As soon as the store stamps your paperwork, you sign straight through that court. That means you're now the postmaster of the court. The court's got no jurisdiction over you and nothing. It's brilliant. It's ace. Love it.
Amazing.
I'm getting private one-on-ones off a federal judge. It was a Santex Quantum Grammar. He's the actual federal judge of it, and he's actually giving me one-on-ones, and he's just set up a website now. and he's actually teaching people. But to do the course, it's like £14,000, £15,000 to do the grammar course. Yeah, but he's doing it like £50 a month.
Thanks, Stacey. Have a good night.
Well, it's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. He must be on an earner, fucking charging that much for a course. Shit, sorry. I mean, see, this is the problem when you get into this kind of stuff. You do then come across these walls where you're paying exorbitant amounts of money to just get some information. It's ridiculous. Again, hopefully it will filter down to us people that can't afford that kind of money. And
well, no, he's doing it. Yeah. He's doing it £50 a month membership.
Just £50 a month.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah. Wow. It's the Red Thumb Club that charged that money. But he's my partner on the Bills of Exchange Act. But we've actually, us three together, there's my other mate as well, we've actually teamed up. We're just getting through a little bit more, and we've got to pay £200. We've got to get 50 votes. And then once we get passed and verified, we can then actually enter the courts as lay lawyers. That's what we want to be. Representing people for mortgages, parking fines, ticket fines, speed fines, everything, mate. Anything to do with an action statute, mate.
Yeah.
Well out of the water. So that's my new career, hopefully.
Oh, cool. Well, good luck to you. Especially if you manage to get people to fucking pay you £50 a month, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, the best thing about it is, if you got in debt or Kate's got in debt and was going to court, if anybody's in debt, we've got a Facebook page. It's called Debt Busters on Facebook. So if you was in debt or anything like that, come and talk to us. Everything's confidentiality. Do you know what I mean? And we would go through the process with you and help you all the way to court. We'll do all your paperwork for you, everything. But the best thing about it is we get paid at court because it's a no-win, no-fee. But you'll win anyway. So you'll get £1,000 yourself for turning at court. Right? We get paid by the court. So every letter we send as well, it's £500. So your debt gets squashed. There's no CCJs and nothing. Bang. See you later.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I know it sounds like I'm off my rocker, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm off my rocker.
No, dude.
This is all legal.
I know enough about it to know you're on the right tracks anyway, if you get me. Because again, it all comes down to literally it's how the big lawyers get the big companies and corporate like stuff to be paying almost no tax and stuff. It's just legal loopholes. Yeah. All you got to do is find the right legal loopholes, and that's it. So,
if I said to you, "What's 2 + 2?" What would you say?
17,462.
What 2 + 2? Well, we would say 4 because the reason is we've got a 2nd degree reading level. That's what we've got. That's what the system has done to us. They've manipulated us. But I actually didn't say 2 + 2. I said TO + TO. You see where the trickery comes in. This is what they do to us. They manipulate us, and that's what they do. But when you turn it into the correct grammar, you have to speak properly. It's all facts. Everything is a fact. When if you turn around and say, when the judge turns around and says to you, "What is your name?" we would normally go, "Well, my name's Jared." What the judge has actually done is called me a what? Yeah. And if you say to the judge, "Can you put that into the true sentence grammar?" he can actually get done for perjury and everything. Or you can chuck judges out of court, get them arrested, everything with this syntax. As long as you know it properly. If you don't know it, if you make one slip up, that's it, you're knackered.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful.
And this is the kind of thing I've seen in the past. It's always the slip ups. They've always made mistakes, and it's never really gone through properly. And because I did, like I said, I got quite into this whole Freeman stuff back a few years back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I say, I ended up coming to the conclusion it was mostly just misinformation, conspiracy, because people weren't doing it right, and it seems
that's like all the words.
The right kind of way of doing it, which is speaking their language.
This is the quantum dictionary. This is all the words that I have to remember. These are all the words that I have to go through and have to remember the correct sentence structure. If you're saying profession is claim, that's the correct word for it. That's what you put. You can't use any words beginning with an A-E-I-O-U because it's a no contract word. If you use a word with one vowel and two consonants, it's a no contract word. You can't use the words RE because it's a no contract word. Yeah, this is how much we've been babbled. So if you're writing letters out, you always go like for the, of the, by the, with the. That's how you have to do the grammar. But then you put your words in what you want to put in, because everything's a fact. It reads forwards and it can also read backwards, frontwards and forwards and backwards. Or says the same thing. It's crazy, mate. I've been loving it though, apart from the head fog.
Yeah, no, see, this is the thing. I can't get into that kind of stuff because it does mess with my head way too much. I can never remember the words properly and make the connections properly. And it does, like you said, just gets me frustrated, unfortunately. So once you've got it mastered, let me know.
Yeah,
and I'll gladly use your skills. But
there's modifiers. There's the modifiers of words. You know, like adjustment. That's a modifier word. Pronouns, adverb, verbs. It gets deep. But I'm enjoying it. And it's great because it's all legal and it's good for you guys now. If anybody needs help, we're there. We're helping you, and this is the way to free the people. It's the way to do it.
No, I really hope it takes off and this shit gets out there. But like I say, if things are going the way I think it's going to go, it's not going to matter anyway, because with all the dystopian fucking rules and shit coming in, like, I mean, you'll be mired down in as much paperwork as anyone else.
Well, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for you guys. That's what I'm doing it for. Help you guys out. So we're all going to be free. And your mortgage is a fraud as well. There's 1,000 fraudulent words in a mortgage contract. Yeah, I'm going after mine next year. So I'll get my house for now.
Well, like I say, this is kind of thing. Make sure you document it, do videos where you can, and that kind of stuff, and literally get it out to people. And when it, like I say, if it works, then the proof's in the pudding. You've got it there documented. If it doesn't work, I hope you're just as integral when you say it didn't work. Sorry, guys.
My mate's done 4 court cases now at court in the UK, and he's won all 4 cases doing the same method. What we're doing now. He's won every single case. He went to court for £1,000 fine and 6 penalty points on his driver's license and walked out of court free. No points, no fine, no nothing.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I can show you the documentations offline. I can show you the court case and show you all the proper documentations and show you it all. I can even show you case dismissed. Yeah, it's good fun. But anyway, enough of me. Enough of that shite now. That's over and done with. Moving on.
Well, it seems like where we've been yapping, there's been a bit going on in the chat there.
Well, we've kind of ignored the chat a little bit, which we often do. And Alan has took it upon himself to assume that means he's not welcome here because we stopped talking about him and his issues. We don't care about him and we don't care about his words. Everybody here is welcome and everybody here can say what the fuck they want. That is the point of it. If you weren't welcome, I would have banned you. I merely said that if you don't like the opinions that we're giving to you and you don't have to agree, but if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to be here. You don't have to participate in this chat. I didn't say you must leave right now. I was showing you where the door was if that was what you wanted, because you seem to have your panties in a twist. That's not my problem. We pop the link in and you're more than welcome to pop on, as I said earlier. So if you want to continue to talk about this and express your opinion in a more articulate way, you may do so. But just because we stopped talking about you and was talking to our friend Jez here doesn't mean that you're not welcome. Go ahead, Jez.
I'm not going to talk about it. But if there's any Freemasons on the site watching tonight, That's all I'm saying.
Cyber is a member of our clan. Hiya, Cyber. Yeah, Laurie, he did, and it's not going to work because I have a thick skin and I don't really care what other people think. I don't want to use the hand gel in the shops, mostly because it hurts. To be perfectly honest, mostly because it hurts my hands and it burns because of my eczema.
Hand gel?
Yeah,
Hand gel in the shower?
Sanitizer. In the shop. Did I say shower? Well, that's just my mind going places. I'm sorry.
I heard that.
Well done. That was a fruit saver pyramid. Yeah, fail there, Laurie. Yeah, it's not my fault. Deal with it.
I'll blow your mind, Dave, when we talk offline, mate.
I got a new mask, everybody. You want to check it out?
Oh, come on then.
It's amazing.
It's a
That's
visible
incredible. That is the
I love it.
best mask I've ever
It's so
seen.
good.
Glad I can see your expressions through it and everything, mate. Honestly, you should market that. I'll buy one off you. 200 quid.
I'll buy
200
one,
quid.
yeah.
I'll send it to you right
Sold.
now.
Let me get my travel gavel.
Mine's too tight on the face.
If they're backing off a little bit, I notched it a couple of times. You're going to suffocate there.
Vlad, can I have mine with lipstick?
What's that?
Can I have mine with lipstick?
Yeah, sure.
Amazing.
Can I just say something on those? Can I just say something on those masks?
What?
Yeah.
With people wearing the masks over the face, what they're not realising when they're walking about, like you said, with children at school and blah blah blah. Now the masks are what people will be using and are using now. They're not graded masks.
No.
They're close to the face, and they're actually breathing in the CO2, and they're actually causing CO2 poisoning to the blood. It's going to give them problems, absolutely problems. You know, and then people go, yeah, but when people are in surgery, they wear masks for about 14 hours. No, they don't, because they're wearing proper breathable masks, and they get changed every probably 40 minutes.
Probably, yeah.
But everyone's running around with bloody. I mean, I watched a bloody jogger the other week with a mask on. I was like, what a
Oh God. Jeez.
So
And have you seen? Jez, were you here when I posted the picture? I've shared my screen and I posted the picture of that bloke who was a spray paint artist, and he used one of those masks and he ended up with paint all around here. So if paint particles that are larger than virus and bacterial particles can fit through it, can't the virus and bacteria fit through too? I don't get it. And I'm pretty sure those are literally just so that they're not breathing into the patient directly. I'm sure that's a personal thing. It's not a preventative thing. They're supposed to be used for people who are sick and still need to go and buy their baguettes.
Yeah.
You know, because bitch needs a baguette.
Well, this is the argument. This is what was making me piss my underpants, right? Because of the lockdown, everybody going, oh, don't go near him, don't go near him. But what was making me laugh, right? Everyone's looking like a proper shape, man, going to there, and I was like, right, you're going to the supermarket, right? Oh, I don't like that bread. I put that one back. Oh, I pick that one up. They're picking it up with the bare hands, and then people are on the mobile phones. Oh, taking the gloves off. I'm like. Why?
Yeah.
So they locked down the full country for nothing.
Oh, it is. It's like I said. This really is the most nefarious thing that governments have ever done to the people in the whole history of mankind. I mean, this is it, and we've not done anything about it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know.
Rolled over and let it happen. Snowman's just seen he saw a video of a man swimming with a mask on. That has to be satire, right?
No, it's true that they have masks that are specially designed. Basically, so when you come out of the water, there's no water in your breathing space. It filters away properly. So how all this water's getting out and your air's getting in, and it makes no sense when you watch the video. I think Max Egan might have added it to one of his videos a while back.
It got took down, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had his channel taken down. But he was one of the ones that kept putting out a lot of misinformation, unfortunately, because he's one of the shills. But this is the thing, though. Like I say, everyone's talking about what the shills are talking about. Like, so who isn't? But yeah, as with everything, you've got to do your own research. So
Yeah.
You can only be true to yourself and don't follow messiahs.
yeah,
You go where your heart is on yourself. You don't listen to other people. You can listen to their opinion, but you follow yourself.
Hmm.
exactly. Follow that moral compass, and yeah,
For sure.
That's where the truth is.
Where's this Alan fuckbag at? That's what I want to know.
he's possibly
I think
gone.
he
I
left.
think. Yeah.
Think you.
Probably gone to sleep. Probably gone to sleep with his mask on, V.
And you don't mean a sleep apnea mask. VB said these masks are so anti-human, and yeah, you're right, VB. I don't know if you caught what I was saying before you came, but when you have a mask on and you're walking around the town, you can't emote. People can't see the true you, and that well, not the true you, but the you that you put out for the world. They can't see that, and that's not a human thing at all. Like when you have a conversation with somebody, especially my face is very expressive. I express with my face and my hands. I should be Italian, you know. Is that racist? Nah, of course it's not. Me or more. But I'm very like emotive, and people wouldn't be able to see that, and I don't like that. Like I want people to be able to see me for who I am, not for some brain dead zombie sheep. Like, meh, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's awkward because I always
racist.
smile at people and I say hi. No, you kind of use your face expressions to when you cross paths with people, and then you can't. All you see is their eyes, and it's like it's so awkward. I'm like looking at people with masks on now. It's just so fucking
Yeah, I
awkward.
just tell them I've got a baker on.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. Just a few years ago, everyone was having a problem with like the burqas
Facial
being
covering.
worn and stuff because it was covering people's faces up. And now all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, let me cover my face up." Fucking hell.
Oh, mate, you want to see what I've been putting on my Facebook and everything? Oh, it's been funny, mate. Proper funny. I put a gollywog on there. I said, "Oh, Black Lives Matter," and I put a gollywog on there like that.
Yeah. I think I saw that one actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I put a white gollywog on there. I thought, oh, what are you going to do now? White Lives Matter. Oh, I've been proper white.
Yeah, they had at the flea market we went to yesterday. They had signs everywhere that said masks. You couldn't go in there without a mask, and we're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna go and just see how far we get." Once we got in there, I'd say 2/3 of the people didn't even have masks on.
Yeah.
But all the vendors, I mean, I'd say about 3/4 of the vendors, every one of them had at least a little bit of masks. I mean, it had the flag mask, they had all the different football teams, all kinds of different ones, homemade ones, the factory made ones. I mean, every vendor had them. I mean, 75% of them had them. I was like, we're like, what the fuck? This is weird.
This is the thing with the homemade ones. How effective can they really be? You know,
I don't know.
like what are you lining
None
these
really
homemade ones with?
Well, I think you can order all the stuff online to make a mask and stuff. It's just about the micron, the material you're using, basically. So the smaller the micron, the less air that's going to get in, the less particles to get in. But the thing that this is the issue: the smaller the micron, the less you're breathing out.
Yeah. Or
You may as well put plastic on your face. You know, just put a plastic bag on your face and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I might even annoy the sheeps, and I might actually make some masks. I don't know if you've ever heard the drug called poppers. I might just put some poppers in it.
God, yeah.
Good old bit of amyl nitrate. Yeah.
What is it called?
Poppers. You always hear that helicopter, though, don't you?
They call that Rush. It was called Rush here.
Rush. Yeah. Yeah.
I think people, have friends of mine, this is back in
it is.
Like 1988. I had friends of mine that did that, and they were just acting weird. And I was like, "Fuck that! I don't want to do that shit."
Well, you could walk into the sex shops here and buy it. So it's like a legal high back in before things were known as legal highs. So yeah, we like me and my mates as teenagers. Yeah, we did quite a lot of it. Messes you up big time. It fucks you up. I mean, if you do it for more than a little while, and you'll get a throbbing, boom, headache just going on because it's opening up all your arteries and capillaries, and it makes your blood flow better and all that kind of stuff. But apparently, it's the drug that gays use because it makes anal sex more comfortable.
Nice one. Let's go get some.
Yes.
So Chris just said the best I've seen is masks being sold in shops on racks with a mirror next to it for people to try on and put back on the rack.
Oh,
Nice.
Well
God,
done.
that
Well
is-
done. My God, it's insane. I just fucking idiots. You know, get your shit together.
Well,
Something so
I
stupid.
saw a COVID-19 shop where they were selling masks and all that lot, and I thought it was a Photoshop at first. It actually turned out it was real in the UK, a COVID-19 shop.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. Yeah, but I mean, I've not been in town since this happened. Like I said, I've been to like the bigger towns. So I've not been to the city since. I've been to, like the bigger town, or not even big towns. There aren't any big towns around me, but what we call towns to do shopping.
Have you all noticed anything like when you go out in public and you're on your own and you see people and they're like, you always know who the sheeps are and who the normal ones are because we're the normal ones and we walk normal. Do you know what I mean? If you see a sheep, like
dodging aside and stuff.
Dear.
Yeah.
Mate.
Unfortunately, I'm like you. I'm very emotive when I talk.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I tend to
That's why we're internet sensations.
yeah, with our 18 viewers, but look at us.
It's about 19. Excuse you.
Fucking hell, you
18
got
on my
more than
screen.
Jamie Brown's got. You got more than Jamie Brown's got. He's got 5,000 people.
We usually do. But yeah, I have something important to tell you. Okay, so I was at my dad's today, right? And my dad's bought a new camera. He bought a £360 camera for 200 quid. I was like, oh, awesome. And I was telling him about your camera. My dad was like, oh, I have burst shots with birds as well. He goes, okay. He goes, I was taking a picture of the goldfinches, and he took it on burst shot, and he went to delete all as well, and he deleted all of his
fucking. I'm not even joking. I still feel sick thinking about it.
Yeah,
that's literally 3 years of my, and not even just mine, because I used to let my daughter use it as well when we used to go out on walks and stuff.
But yeah, my dad did exactly the same as you, and he was so upset because he has loads of bird feeders and he loves taking pictures of the birds, and he's got a picture of the moon, and he was like, have you seen this? And I'm like, yes, Dad, because I have the internet. Of course I've seen the moon. Which was a similar response I gave you as well.
Did you try to do the file recovery thing yet?
No, I haven't yet. I've been so busy doing other bits. Unless I've not got a card reader yet either, so I can't. Okay. Yeah.
We'll get one and try to do that because you might be able to save some of them.
Yeah, well, I haven't used it again since anyway. I've made sure not to use it again. So, it's ready to be done.
But yeah, so my dad did the same thing as you. It must just be an old man thing.
No, it's not. It's not an old man thing. It's,
I know.
When you're taking burst shots, so you take multiple shots, they need to word it differently. Like, do you want to get rid of these multiple shots? Not, do you want to delete all your fucking catalog? Like, I mean, what the fuck? It's just so poorly worded. And mine's a Nikon, so that's Japanese. So you almost like kind of expect them not to get the full intricacies of the English language and stuff. But shit.
Snowman said you need to wear face coverings when on public transport or entering a shop up here. Dan has to get the shop. Dan has to get the bus to and from work, so he has to cover his face
with his
as well.
Beard. That must look fucking ridiculous.
No, he doesn't have a mask. Oh, he's got you just have to cover your face. It could be a scarf. So he's got like a circular scarf from the work gave him. So he just puts that above his face on the bus, which is really hot in the 30 degrees weather and sucks. So, but hey, it sucks. That's why I haven't been on the public transport. I make my mum drive me. I'm like, Mum, I need to go here. She's like, okay. Well, all right then.
I've not had to go across that problem yet, but like I say, I will just try. Like I say, I'll just say I'm medically exempt. See what happens.
So no, kids don't. Children under 12 don't have to, unless they will. Yeah. So you don't need to force a child to wear it, but if they want to, they can.
Yeah.
I guess the saddest thing is seeing these kids with masks on, like little kids, like like four and under.
What bothers me about that, Vlad, is when I see a child wearing it, but not the parent, and I'm like,
well, yeah, I've seen that too.
if you're that worried, surely both of you should be wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you believe in what they're telling you is enough to put it on your kid, then I don't know.
I think
Laurie's just
is seeing couples like one will have it and the other one won't.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna
at least there's one smart one.
But Laurie just said here, any child over 2 is supposed to. That's disgusting. That's
Over
really
2.
bad.
Yeah.
And somebody earlier said it's funny how much. I think it was Biddy Mac said it's something. I'll find it. But he said it's funny how mortality rates are down now, when they were a lot higher.
Well, see, again, this is something I've heard, but I've never actually seen any hard evidence to back that up. I've never seen anyone get
no, sorry, it was my round
and show it.
It was my round. She said, "Oh no, she didn't. That wasn't her."
So I'm trying to find it, but I'm not.
5-year lowest death rate, and that is in a so-called pandemic. Does anyone in chat personally know of anyone who has died of COVID? So I don't personally know of anybody who's died, but I do have a friend whose friend died. So, yeah. And hi, Rock Lover.
I just can't find that comment. Sorry. Yo, what?
It's
I know a person. I know a person that died of COVID.
Yeah, you said in the chat.
I know someone.
Yeah. Okay.
But it turned out it was fat, obese, and an heart attack. So they put it down as COVID.
Yeah.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
And see, this is the problem. It's are people dying of COVID or with COVID? It's a simple distinction. It's not that hard to make. Why is it being so misrepresented? And again, it's almost as if they want people of a conspiracy mind to see a conspiracy.
Pick it apart.
And if they don't want that, then it must be a conspiracy. So this, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So my brother and his girlfriend were tested positive for COVID last week as well, by the way. They're fine now. There's nothing wrong with them. They just stayed in the house for a couple of weeks, and they've recovered. But they're 22, I think, 23.
But it's flu season. It's flu season.
This is it. I mean, it's probably not flu season now as much. We're definitely coming out of flu season, which is funny because the numbers are dropping as well. That's funny.
Well, you wouldn't think that by the notifications I get on my phone with the big 15 more people have died, adding to the COVID deaths. Like
40,000.
What?
50,000.
What?
It was just like that, and COVID-19 went away. And then it'll be back again.
Yeah.
Bill Gates was nice and smug about that, wasn't he? Oh my God! Honestly,
I'm
not. No, actually, I can't even say it online. What will happen to him if I ever meet him? But let's just say it would be a pleasure.
Violent. Oh.
Did you see his tranny misses in that with that big smile on the face?
Oh, yeah, we had an upside down cross. Fuck.
Completely
There's nothing to see. It's like there's no Satanist plot going on at all. Honestly, why are you wearing an upside down cross? Oh, it's just a bit of jewelry I've got. Yeah, fuck off. Like they haven't got people like figuring out exactly what they're going to wear on any given day and all that kind of shit. They know exactly what's going on.
What made me laugh was Boris Johnson when he's talking to the nation and he's got a bloody white rabbit tie on. Do you know what I mean? I was like, what are you wearing that one for?
Christ.
How do you accidentally put on an upside down cross?
Yeah, that was Bill Gates' wife.
Yeah, how do you accidentally do that?
Sorry?
How do you accidentally do that?
No, but I didn't hear any claim of it being accidentally done or anything. But so I probably just embellished the story a bit because I got carried away. But this is what I always say: go and check whatever I say.
I've seen the picture. I thought you were saying that she wasn't paying attention what she was putting on. It's like, well, how the hell you do that? I mean, there's no women try to match everything. You're just gonna blindly put on a necklace. It was a necklace, right? And
it was just a little.
Not even look in the mirror. Yeah. And don't even look in the mirror to see there's an upside down cross on her.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, and this is the thing. I mean,
hang on a sec, D. Maybe she got confused and thought that it was upside down because the mirror was showing it upside down.
Or maybe she looked down and it was right side up.
Like a nurse's watch.
But no, like I said, I mean, this is why I do say ultimately this is a satanic plot. Ultimately, the idea, the agenda, and that it's because of all these little things, and it's whether I believe it or not. It doesn't matter whether I believe in Satan, whether I believe in any of this stuff.
They all worship Moloch. That's how they all worship Moloch.
It's difficult for me because the Satanism that I know is different to the Satanism that you guys know. Like the Satanism that I know is just like death metal and heavy rock and wear black clothes and have an upside down black car. But that's the glorification. I understand that. Yeah. It's the glorification of Satanism. So when you say like satanic plot, I'm like, oh, hello, it's my time to shine.
The satanic plot,
you mean something a lot more dire than what goes on in my head. It's very difficult to connect the dots because of the glorification in the goth realm.
Yeah.
And the Star of David, King Solomon's seal.
Yeah.
Well, it's all the symbolisms and stuff. This is the thing. I mean, our whole language is a spell. This is another thing as well that we don't seem to understand. Like, I mean, literally, you learn spelling in school.
Sorry.
Like, I mean, it's
casting spells.
And I know this is an old one, and everyone's going to be oh fucking hell, bringing up this old cherry again. But this is the kind of thing. I mean, it's literally all there. It's all there in front of us. It's.
When's BB going to join?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you want.
Yeah, sure, it's reactive in chat, so he can't be working. Or maybe he's just working and fucking chatting in chat.
BB, did you rewatch last week's?
Oh, fucking hell.
Because I can't remember what happened, but I remember saying, I wish VB was here to tell you how wrong you are. I can't remember what was going on. But I remember wishing that you were here.
I'm not going into details.
It was P. Mars about the paedophilia.
Oh, yeah.
It was P. Mars about paedophilia, yeah. Oh.
I wanted Rockwell ever to join. He has a lot to say. That's why I was putting in a comment. I think I was on Jed's, so he commented on.
Rockwell never come. I've never seen Rockwell.
I know. I wish he would come on. I'm enjoying. I'm interested in what he's saying, but he only has a little fragment of, text to put in stuff.
For sure.
Well, he does put some pretty awesome comments on my stuff. Like I pinned his last one on my last video. I pinned it because he put a lot of info in there for people to go and check up on and stuff. So yeah. He's usually got some decent stuff to say at least.
You see my scissors doing?
Pardon?
I'm just going to show you.
He's not talking to me. So I've seen. So I've been asked to go on another podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Been headhunted.
I have. You're not from here though. Funnily enough, from Xbox. But from PlayStation players. It looks a little bit sheepy, but I kind of want to go ruffle some feathers and cause a storm. But it's pre-recorded, which sucks because they could just edit me out, But we'll see. I might go on, see how it is.
Yeah, put it on your channel when you're done. Like stick it on Cakes Tries or something.
Yeah. Vlad, he texted in the chat on our last podcast. He didn't say anything. He was texting. It will be within the first 45 minutes where I got very annoyed. The bastards murdered our elderly by giving them, over the last few years, free flu vaccinations for over 65s. The man-made flu strain caused an immune system over response for flu vaccinated people. Yeah, don't agree with it, and it's weakening our children and asthmatics as well, because asthmatics are supposed to have the vaccine.
When I still went to the doctors, I used to have to do the asthma clinic and all that kind of stuff once every 6 months and all that kind of stuff, and they were always trying to get me to get the flu jab, and I did take it once, but I got ill and never took it again, and that was probably about 10 years ago.
I've never gotten a flu shot.
I did before I got the flu shot, and I felt very under the weather. I didn't feel ill. I wasn't poorly, but I felt very shit for a few days.
Proper. Like, I never felt iller. Like, I mean, I thought I'd had the flu before. I'd never had the flu before. I could barely move.
Well, one of my best friend's daughters, she had the flu jab at the similar time to me, and she was hospitalized for 2 weeks. And that's what got both me and my best friend looking into vaccinations as a whole. And now neither of us vaccinate our kids. She's got a newborn baby. Well, a baby, her son is like almost 2 now, I'd guess. And he's not, as far as I'm aware, had any vaccination. And she's really who, I guess, started me on this path, if you will, which is pretty cool. Because Fred's not got all of his. It was like they engineered the elderly to have a nut allergy and then sneaking them a peanut. The test kits killed previously flu-vaccinated elderly.
See, he has a lot to say. I wish you would jump in. No camera needed, just audio, just to talk.
I know.
Oh yeah, we don't demand a camera here. No.
But I've actually had a vaccination conversation today as well with a guy on Xbox, because we were talking about the podcast, and my friend was like, "Oh, you should jump on. You should go on their panel." And I was like, "Well, I mean, I don't really know this guy. I don't know how he'd feel about it. It's quite truth-led, and we're not sheep, and we don't listen to the government."
It's the dodo.
Yeah. Do you want to see something cool with it?
Yeah.
Oh, you put me on big screen. Right then. Right, you've all seen the Galician map, the flat earth map, as they call it. Now, on the Galician map, there's a pyramid at the top, isn't there? Yeah. And you've got a perfect line what goes across there. Right, this is like Blue Peter. This I'm only going to show you the once. Right.
So is that what you do is showed us earlier? Then is that a 3D version of?
No. That's a totally different thing. Right. Right. You see this line? What comes? Line? What comes down here?
I see it. Yeah.
Right. You can all see it now, can't you? Right. Now they always say, there's one I repaired earlier. Forget the Star of David. There is actually a Star of David in the Galician map as well. Right. Now, once it's cut out, you fold down the line. Yeah. Cut it down that line. Cut down that line. And then there's a line going straight across. You fold these pieces in on the Galician map. And you fold it into the middle. It's a perfect fold. And that's a start. That's the old CNI, what's at the top of the Galician map. Now, where does it point to?
Is that Mount Meru?
No, it points to Greenland, mate.
Yeah, that's where Mount Meru's supposed to be, isn't it? Right, but
is it?
Well, at the centre. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day with a Galician map.
So you'll be quasi-luminous and us next, and starting an expedition to find the centre and.
Well, this information's from somewhere else, so I'm not saying too much, but that's Isaac Greenland.
Yeah. See, well, again, nothing I hadn't heard before, if you know what I mean. Just again, more coincidental evidence. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of flat earthers will jump on that one.
If there's any Freemasons watching tonight or Illuminati.
See that? Well, that's what I thought you'd done. Like when you were started showing that Gleason thing, it looks like a 2D version of that 3D model you just showed there. So yeah.
Oh, there you wait till me and you have a private chat, mate.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to get that done soon. Actually, yeah, because I'm gonna take next few days off anyway because I just can't do it. I'm fucked. Like I've done way too much. So yeah, next few days will probably be a good chance to be catching up.
Well, no, I just thought I'd show everyone about the glacier map. Well, you know what you can, what it actually does with that line that goes across the glacier map. You only know if you know. No. What it's about.
If you know the dodo.
Do you know what? I wished I never found out, mate. I wished I never got into any of this bloody mess. all I can say is I know why the lies are being told now. I really fucking do. I really know why they're being told.
Well, what's the big secret then? Why is there all this? No, you don't have to tell me what the secret is, but why is it all shrouded in secrecy? Like, I thought the truth was for everyone. Like, I mean,
if the truth got out, there would be panic. So I can see why why they've lied. I can see why all the lies are here. I can see it now, but. I wished I never fucking known. I wished I never found out. I really, really do. It's fucked my head up because I've always been against that lot, but now I actually agree with that lot. Why the lies are being told?
Oh, don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, I've always understood why people keep knowledge to themselves because unfortunately most people need more information before they can start on that kind of information in order to understand the information that they're going to be getting. Yeah. It's the reason why democracy doesn't work because we let anyone vote, unfortunately. And when you let the ill-informed vote, you end up with sick government. Not that I'm trying to validate governments in any way. But...
Or voting.
You end up with the mob that doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
This Socrates warned us about it, and this was before democracy was even really instigated.
I might just put my cube in here just to annoy the Illuminati. It's great.
Barbie said there is no logical reason for hiding the shape of the world. Besides, they don't know either.
That's the thing they do. They do know. They do know.
That'll be an interesting chat. Unfortunately, this kind of killed stuff because I can't ask you questions about it because you can't fucking talk about it.
I just thought I only did it so I could wind the Illuminati up and the Freemasons. That's why I put the pyramid there just to annoy them bastards. I can't wait till they see it.
So yeah, like I was saying, right then. We got VB.
The one,
never mind.
The only validation boy.
What's up, all my little YouTube motherfuckers?
What's going on, all my little YouTube motherfuck faces?
Hey, they end that now. Because if you know, you can watch the things when you actually don't click on the video and it shows the subtitles. They used to say, YouTube motherfuck faces. Now it just says mother faces. It doesn't have fucking anymore. I was like, what the fuck?
Doesn't someone have to manually enter that stuff?
I don't know.
No, it's
No,
done on algorithms.
I think it's voice Yeah, I think it's an AI. I think it's a computer.
Because some of my videos have it, some don't.
Yeah, it seems to have problems picking up my speech sometimes because I've noticed a few of my things. It's like puts in words and it's like, hey, I didn't say that. What?
It's because you guys speak that scallywag gibberish.
Scallywag gibberish. I'm very well spoken, I'll have you know, kind sir. You offend me, and I will meet you at noon for a duel.
High noon.
I'll bottle you.
Yeah, I'll fuck it.
I'll bottle
That's
you.
right, you missed it last night. Yeah, bottle us all. Fucking hell.
Indeed, when I first started listening to you, it was all I could do to hear, understand you, but now I can hear you perfectly fine. It's so weird. I should have gave Dell. I should have gave Dell a better chance. Because I tried listening to him recently. I still can't understand that motherfucker. for nothing. It's just blah, blah, blah.
Well, it still boggles my mind why people go back to him. I mean,
Oh, Del.
yeah.
He's a good man. He's all right, Del. I like
No,
Del.
see, this is the thing. He's really not. If he was, he'd stand behind what he said, and he wouldn't have all those subscribers because most of them treat him exactly how he says not to treat him. But he carries on that. Like, this is what I mean. He's complete bullshit artist. He's so full of his own fucking ego. He hasn't got a fucking clue what's going on. He's a detriment.
Hello.
He's a detriment to anything he touches.
I would have much rather.
OQ Soda, who is apparently a Turkish officer from Syria.
Who? Sorry, I'm missing.
How's that?
OQ Soda. Hello?
Aku Soda. Hello.
I would have much rather had Jez.
Oh,
I would have much rather had
John Parks there. Hello. Sorry, go on.
I would have much rather had Jez on there last night than Arnold.
Oh, God, that Arnold man, he was.
Have I met Arnold?
Yes, he's
would've
Skrilla.
Arnold.
He's Skrilla.
Oh, Skrilla. Oh, yeah, Skrilla.
Yeah.
Skrilla.
Oh, that's who that is?
The fucking drunk scouse. The scouse drunk.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
can't.
Bobby,
I
there's a
can't do Scousers. Fucking hell,
Yeah,
mate.
I got a good joke for you. What's the difference between a scouse and a butter knife? Nothing. They're both.
Go on. I can't do it. You know what I mean? All right, mate. All right, mate. What's you doing, mate? You coming down here, mate? What the fucking You're like, fucking shut
Thank
up.
you.
He's a proper like phlegmy scouser. He's not that type view. He's a yeah. Go take a yeah.
I fucking spit on you, Dave. Fucking spit on you, man.
They just sound squirrely. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just sound like they can't be trusted.
They sound like they've got a cock up their ass. All they've been fucking sucking on helium.
Apparently, they're the least racist people about because they're so multicultural, and they have been for hundreds of years. Yeah, that's where.
I mean,
that's.
Have they been to Birmingham?
What, you mean the capital of India?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Birmingham. the old Brummies.
So OgQ Soda is in the base watching you all. Cakes, I like your hair. Thank you. I like my hair too.
Oh, there we go. We've got Barbie now.
Oh, there she is.
Hello, Barbara.
Hi. Barbie?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I still cannot get my camera to work. It's the strangest thing.
Why is everyone
That's
lying about their
very
cameras?
strange.
We're on StreamYard. Everyone's camera fucking works. I'm so sick and fucking tired of everybody.
Dude,
Oh, my
this is
camera doesn't work on
Belgium.
my fucking phone. Yeah, oh, sure thing, man. Come on.
This is
No,
a
Same with
it's-
Anunnaki.
It's something on my computer. Because, like, when I can get it to, like, actually work, it just shows a blank picture, and I am a PC retard. These are the facts.
Have you got your camera? Have you got your camera activated for any other application?
Sounds
No,
like the
not
drivers
that I'm
aren't there.
aware of. It's
Right.
like my Skype
Sounds like the
is
drivers
closed.
aren't there. I think you might need to force an update and force the drivers to work.
Possibly.
And I've got
driver
another
update, yeah.
issue. Like when my computer is running, all of a sudden it'll go to limited, as if I didn't have internet.
You need to do
However,
a
I
hard,
do.
You need to do a hard restart on your computer, Barbie.
I don't know how to do that stuff. Do I
Turn
look
the
that
power-
smart to you?
No, you turn the power off and then turn it back on. You need to.
No.
I've done that 100 times.
This is
I've
what
had the
you do.
internet
This is what you
company
do.
out here, all kinds of stuff.
This is what you do. You
I-
unplug your computer, you take it outside, and you throw it, smash it on the street, and then
Yes.
you go buy a new one.
This is what I want to do because here's the thing. They said, okay, we now have 5G in your area. Not that I give a good shit, okay, because I live in the sticks. So, like my phone picks up the 5G connection, which they say is stronger. Yes, that's what they said. So then they said the other connection, which is for like retards like me, goes farther. But then when my internet keeps going to limited, they say, oh, well, you need a 5G computer.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
like,
if you follow Vlad's plan, it should all work out perfectly.
Yep. I've done that a couple times. Computers that don't work
I
anymore, I
mean,
toss them in the street and fucking get a new one.
You
Frisbee
probably
toss.
just need to run the defragmentation process and need to update your drivers. That's probably all it is. All you've got to do is just Google how to do it, and the step-by-step YouTube videos that will show you how to do that, Barbie.
Or get
Defrag.
off of Windows 98.
Yeah.
no, because see, here's the thing. If you're operating on anything besides Windows 7,
95. Windows 7.
wait, let me finish. Then you are offering spyware into your life.
You are by walking down the street, though. Like,
Yeah, but that's my choice. If I walk
Yeah.
down the street, but
As-
I'm
the thing-
aware.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The thing with those kind of spyware things, I mean, I have a Google Home. I don't do anything untoward. I'm already a number. I'm already like, and nothing to them. So for me, it doesn't. I don't care. For me, I don't personally give a fuck because I'm already a number to them. So I don't think them knowing my shoe size, and I mean, for me, it's quite helpful because
And your porn search history and all that.
Yeah,
well, yeah, I mean, I don't have to research for videos that I like. It's easy.
Someday it might matter. Someday we might have to stand up and matter. And so in that case, I want to remain as elusive as I can.
That's fair enough.
I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like we are being built, we are being manipulated and pushed into this
Compliance.
great. Yes.
But
And if you cannot
it's
comply at
unavoidable.
every step, maybe
Whatever
not.
website you go onto, there's still cookies, there's still ad searches that are specified for you. Facebook and literally any website that you go on has a cookie. So your internet and your computer will save those cookies and will know an abundance of information. The processor doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's Windows 10, Vista, 98, a Mac. It doesn't matter. Like those websites are still going to hold all of your information, whether you ask it to save or not. It will hold it no matter what. So
yeah, but what truther actually has a Facebook page?
Me, D, Jazz.
Phoebe, please tell me you do not have a Facebook page.
I shut mine down in 2010.
There you go.
But
Yeah,
what does it matter?
2009.
But what does it matter?
It matters a lot. Those sites were created to collect data about you, about
But
who
so
you
does
speak
YouTube.
Yeah,
to.
pseudonym on there
But
anyways.
so does YouTube. YouTube gives me adverts for what I have searched for. If I search for makeup online, I get ads for makeup on my thing. If I search for a sports bra, I got adverts for sports shoes. It doesn't matter whether I'm on Facebook or not. They're still going to collect data on me. So
Don't lie. There's no bra that fits those.
Sorry.
They're hollowed out watermelons, actually. So that's what I have to use with coat hangers underneath them. The coat hangers go around my back and they're connected to my trousers.
Right.
COVID mask for your tits.
You got to prove it, Cakes. You got to prove it.
That's okay, Chad. Futures were doing it doesn't exist.
I mean, I don't know. I think it does matter. I think, like, I'm the type that lets my electricity bill go to the last second.
Just get it lined up and you'll be all right.
Are you going to turn it off today? Well, let me pay it today. I've always been that way, and I think it does matter. That's just me. Tomorrow, in this little bitty town in South Carolina, we are on mandatory mask wearing. Can you imagine all this COVID shit has circled the globe, the flat earth, whatever you like to call it, and now we must wear a mask? Explain that to me. I really want to know.
They're trying to see who's actually a fool. Who's really falling for it. That's all I see when I see people with masks is a fools. All fools.
So
if they got a mask on, they're a sheep.
Yeah, I hear you. However, like again, I live in a podunk town. I've lived in cities. I was born in New York, and I chose to be in a podunk town. And now, what they're doing is they're noticing that podunk towns don't give a shit. So here, let me hand you a mandatory mask.
Well, that's why they're making it mandatory, because not enough people have fallen for it, so not enough people are wearing them, and they obviously they're trying to purvey it as a threat still. So yeah, next step mandatory.
Yeah, well, I'm like looking forward to losing my job tomorrow because I'm not going to do it.
Just tell me. I sold you a mask the other day. And a fucking miserable mask.
Get yourself one of these. This is my mask.
No, I'm serious. So what are they saying? We're on a second round. I'm not even sure.
Right,
but here's what I know. And this goes back to me saying it does matter when you don't use Facebook and all this shit, is all of a sudden Greenwood, South Carolina matters. You shall not go anywhere in public without a mask. So never underestimate your power in the world.
Well, all you got to do is ask them what law, under what law.
I don't give a shit what law. I'm not doing it.
That's what he's saying. There's no law saying that.
That's what you say when I say to them, under what law? If it's acts and statutes, you don't consent.
Yeah, government mandate is different to law, though.
Yeah, but see, this is right. Once it's down into the shops and public transport and all that kind of thing, it doesn't matter about law anymore, because each company has the right to choose who they let into their stores and use their services. It's that simple. So that all they've got to do is convince the companies to make it mandatory. It doesn't matter about laws. Like, if you want to use their shops, you got to follow their rules. It's that simple.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying here. That's what they're saying here. Mobile went to a city council meeting that they were. One of the council members was saying, "We're trying to force these private businesses to do this ordinance thing that we're pushing through, but we're not going to do it in the city parks that we have control over." He said this doesn't make any sense. I mean, it ended up passing, but he's like, we can't force these private businesses. They can do that on their own all they want. We can't stop them, but force them to make their customers wear them, because that's not what we're about.
It just shows that we're a consumer society, and that, business and consuming crap is way more important to us, and we, that's how they get us, because they're like, oh, well, you don't get to play with your baby toys unless you.
Well, no, it's like with this whole Black Lives Matter thing. I made a meme, put it up on Facebook, and it was about all the posers. Right? I said, because I put none of this, and I put all your smart tech without this, and then I put a load of little African kids working in rare earth mines in Africa, still happening to this day, slavery, and above that I put, so come on then, all you Black Lives Matters people, because I've got loads of them on Facebook. If you really do care about Black lives and you're not just a poser, chuck away your smartphones, chuck away your smart devices. None of them will. And this is the thing, because exactly what VB just said, because we're a consumer nation, we care more about our shit than what our ideals are supposed to be.
I mean, yeah, that's part of it. And another big part of it is they don't understand. I mean, who actually owned slave ships? Anybody who knows, raise your
The
hand.
Jews. The Jews.
Oh, flat. Thank you kindly, dude. So, yeah, again, I'm here to offend.
Put your face on
But
camera if you're going to offend. Come on, Barbara. No, I'm joking. Don't worry. Don't worry. We know.
No, I mean, I'm a polite offender. It's like I feel uncomfortable being offensive. However,
Why?
Because I feel like there's so many people who just don't get it.
So,
They don't.
how's that your problem?
It's not my fucking problem.
So tell them that, Barbie. Have
Yeah,
a
it's
backbone,
not.
girl. I believe in you. Girl.
Offend as many fucking people as possible.
it.
Take a page out of Validation Boy's fucking YouTube channel and just say
Yeah,
nothing but 1000% offensive shit at all times.
Well, here's the thing, people. White people didn't own slave ships. The fucking Jews did. And if you research every slave ship that was ever owned, guarantee you'll get a big fucking surprise.
Funny thing is that you can't really research them anymore because they're nowhere to be found.
Well, I did this
That's
6 years ago. 6 years ago, I found out that every captain of these slave ships was a Jew. Just like if you look at mobsters and all these guys that were like terrible killers, they weren't Italian or Irish. They were fucking Jewish.
Zionists.
Well, Zionist Jews. I suppose they would like us to think there is a difference. You know, because you will hear Jewish people say, it's not a race, it's a religion. Give me a fucking break, man.
It's not a race, even though they only are allowed to fuck their cousins.
Wow.
But I'm saying, give me a break. You know, and what race of people have
fucks their cousins like that?
It's like, and a long time ago, I thought, okay, let me sort this to myself. How do we go back to Jesus and understand what Jewish people do? Because we only live 70 years. So what's like the driving force? However, these are people who look out for their own, and they know that if they separate us, we don't look out for our own. It's interesting. And I will give them a few hand claps for being so very clever. And clever doesn't mean good things. Look it up. It's deviousness applied to some brains. But it's like Black Lives Matter is funded by Jews. Antifa is funded by Jews. But the slave ships weren't. Oh, God, no. You know. Oh.
Same with NASA and the globe and everything nefarious in this world. It's all funded by the fucking Jews.
Yeah, I agree. But knowing what I know about, like, the Jews at this point, because I've been in this Jew dirt shit for some years now, my thoughts are they don't know what the world looks like. They don't know. They don't know.
They know what their second cousin's bedroom looks like.
Exactly. But you know what? Imagine if you wanted to sell a huge lie. How would you do it? And so
with
then
boobs,
yes, with boobs. That's how the Jewish people got into royalty.
That's how I tell myself.
They had these beautiful women with big old boobies walking around the courtyard of all these kings. And the kings would say, let's sneak them in. And the Jewish women would say, no, you let me through the front door or I don't come through your door. This is in the Bible, actually, if you believe the Bible. They don't know the shape of the world. And they don't care. They don't
I
care.
think the world is two great big bosoms. Mount Everest is one nipple, and Kilimanjaro is the other nipple. That's what I think. That sounds about right.
Well,
Don't you think, Vlad? At VB, more gynocracy? Two big bosoms?
So it's a Mother Earth then? Oh God.
Titty Earth.
Oh.
The Titty Earth.
What if it's two big butt cheeks and you're just the asshole in the center that it all revolves around?
But two big wow, that's entirely possible. That is entirely possible.
Did anyone remember when Bob Nodell and his wife came out with their little diagram of the
Yes.
and it was literally two butt cheeks with a fucking butthole in the middle of it?
That was a magnetic force field.
Yeah, it was a magnetic force field straight up to someone's butthole. Yeah.
Yummy.
I wonder if he traced that. Where did he trace that from?
His wife's butt.
Pack me like your French girls.
Remember VB when I was always saying that she would look like she fucking. Well, I said at first I said she was an ex-meth head, and I was like, wait a minute, I think she's still doing it. Because when she did those live streams and stuff, she was so fucked up, and the way she was talking, like,
I don't think like she's a druggie. I mean, Morgal's woman, yes, but I don't think Cammy's like a druggie unless you include weed into being a druggie.
I thought she was an ex because of the way she acted, it was reminding me of people I knew that did drugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Morgal, that guy. Jeez.
Oh man.
But did you see that video? In the video of when she's passing out in the passenger seat?
Yeah.
And like she's like overdosed or something. He's like, wake up, trying to wake her up.
And the truth is that
Wow, so cool. He's just so fucking knowledgeable. Sorry, that's my Morgile impression. I know it's bad.
That was terrifying.
It was weird. It's like Silence of the Lambs. But you know,
he's called Snorgile.
He lives like an hour away from me.
Oh,
so
no.
when he was quoting the laws and why he was locked up and blah 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 blah, blah, I was like, holy shit, man. This guy is absolutely lying. He's lying. And Morgile and Math Boy Band and Jeff Stewart. Those people were all in bed for a very long time. Believe it, because it's true.
So they were onto the orgy thing, huh?
Yeah, they were in bed. They were rolling around. They were like betraying each other. Like
hey,
one big brother.
Whatever happened to Lori Frary? How do you say it? Frary?
She became irrelevant, maybe?
Huh. She was doing stuff with that Lauren something.
The only reason I know her name is because Karen Pettit had a massive argument with her and fell out with her. So.
Oh, they lie. Trust me. These people lie so hard and so well, it'll make your head spin.
You can't forget what the flat earth asshole guy?
Oh.
The asshole.
Jake, that's it, Jake.
The missing girl. She's been murdered by Eric Dubé. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break.
I think he's on the run. I think Dubé's on the run. That's why he's over there in Asia. Where's he at? Indonesia or something?
He's in Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah. Americans that go to Thailand are on the run.
No, he's just enjoying his life.
They're looking for lady boys. What do you mean?
Big payout and then
lady boys.
Lady boys.
Lady
boys.
You want some
Vlad's favorite, BB's favorite people.
You know, people that go to Thailand, they're either into lady boys or they're into little boys.
Oh
yeah.
no!
Oh no!
No.
I mean,
Although
it's
to be no, it's
The cover.
true.
They'd rather be known as be on the run than all the other stuff, huh?
I'm not so sure
Well,
it's
there are
even the little boys as well,
there
because
are
like I
Chit-
say, when I was working at Royal Mail, they'd go over in groups like every year. It was their thing. Like they'd save up all year and they'd go for 2 weeks to Thailand, and they'd just literally lay around shagging prostitutes for the whole time.
Oh,
So
that's so
yeah,
gross.
God knows what. And they were quite open about it. These people, like, I mean, they were definitely the older generation. Like, I mean, and I'm 42, and they were older than me. So I mean, this was not the kind of people you'd expect, or not you'd kind of expect, but not the kind of people you'd want to see with young ladies, kind of thing. So, and
Love your long time.
you can infer from what they were saying, they were very young ladies as well.
So sick.
$2.
These old guys taking popping 5 Viagra's just to get it up, just so they can have sex with an underage minor. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Ew.
I put a Viagra in my eye once. Looked
Ew.
hard.
So someone in the chat wants to shoot Dan. Someone in the chat that OgQ Soda wants to shoot Dan. Because, quote, he's very attractive. I'm very attractive, and therefore wants to send me pictures. And I declined because I have a very attractive man in bed waiting for me. And now he wants to shoot Dan.
Cakes man is a stud, man. Cakes man is a stud. Yeah, Cakes.
He is. Bellissimo.
Yeah, get the pictures of him and then just stick him on a gay site. You've got all the naked pictures then.
Put him on Grindr.
Ask for his phone number.
Make him an OnlyFans account and reap the rewards.
Get his phone number and go to the local bathroom and for a good time call.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hi, you Soda.
I don't think you
Okay.
could handle me anyway, so it'll be fine. Very high maintenance.
Does he have a picture of Putin as his avatar there?
I can't tell who it is, to be fair.
I don't think it's Putin, no.
It looks
Putin's
like
a lot paler
You
than
can't
that.
go to channel anymore. So, there's a bigger picture on screen now. No, it's not Putin. Is
I'm
that
sorry,
the Union
but I'm not
Jack
attracted
on
to you.
his? So no, that's not a picture of him. I doubt that's that. I imagine if he says he's from Turkey, I imagine that's a Turkish general or like.
That's a high-ranking Nazi right there. That's a high-ranking Nazi.
You look quite scary if that's you. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll pass. Then they come to Clap Clinic. Quite possibly. What are you printing, Jez? Because I can hear it.
Mouse traps. I'm doing mouse traps.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
What are you knocking them out for?
Have you
Fiverr.
Have you seen the cannonball mousetrap?
Cannon,
Or like-
no.
Yes,
Just
listen.
catch him and then fire him against the wall and splat. I was like, well,
The mouse falls. The mouse falls into a cannon, and when he hits inside the cannon, he gets shot out. Bam!
Nice.
Look it up. It's
No.
great shit. Yeah, I'm an
Yeah, I'm gonna make
ex-vegan,
one.
but still, that is so funny. I can't help it.
I already have an idea of how that could be made. I'm gonna try one.
And then there's one called Walk the Plank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Check the Canon one out. It's there's like this weird guy. He's so like demure, and he's talking about, yes, I've made a cannon, and I intend on these mouses going into the cannon and getting shot the fuck out of this cannon. It's interesting.
It sounds so cruel. I just don't know how this thing got on the market. Like with all the
I don't know how it's on YouTube. I swear it's on there though.
It's got to
If
be
you
a
look at-
homemade thing. Like I mean,
It
can't
is
be something you can
homemade.
buy in the
And
shop. Oh yeah.
And the guy's a bit of a Dexter. It's like, you know how Dexter was all cool and stuff. It's called the Mouse Cannon. It's this weird feckin' guy, man. He has all kinds of crazy mouse traps.
Yeah, well, these guys were talking about Mousetrap Guy earlier, so it could be the same guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the catch and release mouse traps. Funnily enough.
I don't mind them dying, like as long as it's a quick death, like
I mean, I feel
firing
you,
them out
Cakes.
cannons and stuff. It just seems like really unnecessary. I'm sorry.
And a lot to clean, might I add.
I mean,
But-
I don't indulge in like animal cruelty. I've got animals and I love them. And in fact, night before last, I found out that I had 3 owls.
Sorry, can I just pause this a second?
Yeah.
How the hell did you buy a black man's willy car? I've never seen a car in the shape of a black man's willy before.
And also, I just want to point out that if you want a woman who just wants your money, you're fishing in the wrong pond there, mate.
Yeah.
I don't want any man's money. I'm all good, thanks. I am the select few, as VB would call me. So I'm going to again politely decline. I don't care if you have a gun in your house. I'm English. We don't have guns in our house. Like, stop.
Yeah, Chris. I agree.
Keep Chris's message for a bit. Just let it drum in. I'm not going to wear makeup
it's pointing
again.
at Barbie now. Look, it's going creepy, and the finger's pointing at Barbie.
Yes, I'm a bit creepy.
Okay, Vlad.
But what I realized is like the other night, I found out I had 3 owls around my house. And at night, they sound like chimpanzees. It's quite scary. And I was like, what is this sound? So I put into Google, what is the sound of an animal that sounds part chimpanzee and part coyote? And it came out with this owl. And so what that led me to was if you have nature working at its... She's tripping balls. What
I
did
think it's
say?
Alan. No, I'm sorry, Bobby. I think it's Alan's soccer cat.
I think it's Dano upstairs in bed just winding
Could you
you up.
That'd be hilarious. Like props, because his name, like everything that I don't like. I don't like BMWs because they're usually dickhead cars. I don't like guns, especially in England. I mean, guns in America is different. That's a completely different thing. We've spoke about this. I can buy for you America or England. I don't know where you live. I'm glad you don't know where I live, to be honest, because I fear for my boyfriend's safety.
I'm lost.
Can you not see the chat, Barbie? Have a look at the chat.
Let me look.
The man's trying to get in my pants.
In your pants. Holy
In my
shit.
pants. These are my pants. You can't have them. Carry on invading Turkey. It's fine.
Any whole rock. I have the money. Blah, blah, blah. I have 47 in my home.
Oh, yeah, Dan W likes AK-47s and black men's willies.
You can have that, Dan.
I can buy for you America or England. I don't know where you live.
You're going to buy my country? Amazing. What are you going to do with my country? Put it into martial law, because I don't want that either. BB, help me.
This guy's an undercover idiot. That's for sure.
My eyeballs are leaking.
Just stop reading the comments.
God damn my beautiful face.
I'm sorry. Did he say it was a Turkish soldier?
Yeah, he also said he was going to shoot my boyfriend.
Wow.
Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no chance if you shoot my boyfriend.
Oh, so
Oh, Barbie, you're a fucking jealous idiot.
yes, I am. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I am very jealous of Turkey. When I think of places in the world I want to be, Turkey is at the head of my list.
Bit too warm there, from what I've heard. It can get real hot.
The thing my dad told me about Turkey was he every like meter he walked, like 2 different salespeople would try and jump on him to buy a carpet or a tapestry or something. So you can't just walk down the street. Like every time you walk down the street, somebody tries to sell you some crap.
Well, that's your white privilege fucking getting in the way. God's sake.
Damn it. I'll paint his face next time. All right, Snowman. Good night. Thanks for chatting with us.
Oh. Cheers, Snowman.
I don't want a camel.
No, and they really do. This is the thing, because my ex-wife, when she was younger, the family holiday, they used to go to Turkey. It was where they went, and yeah, she was constantly having offers, like going over her head to her dad, like for camels and stuff. And the hotel people and stuff would always say like she can always come over and stay here whenever she wants and all this kind of stuff. It's all very fucking creepy because she was underage for most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how those fucking Arabs roll.
Well, yeah. Oh. So hang on. If you've lived in Turkey for 21 years, then how old are you? OGQ. Soda.
22.
Hello, sad face.
Yep.
He's a double agent.
Hello, pirate.
The interesting
Oh, you're
thing about
21. Oh, you're too young for me then.
he's 21, my
21.
badass.
Too young anyway.
D and VB, what'd you think of the Iraqi guy last night?
D likes that guy. He said he's been around for a while. I mean,
No,
he's
so,
been-
like I said, I'm not vouching for him or anything. I'm just saying he's been consistent, like with what he said. So yeah.
I thought it was
well,
interesting what he was saying.
well, he was flip flopping because he was talking about how multiculturalism is all great and all this, that, and the other. And then when I put him on the spot about, well, so do you think white people should have their own country and black people should have their own country? And he's like, oh yeah, for sure. And it's like, well, then why are you an Arab that's living in the middle of Tennessee? You know, and you don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, you know,
Well,
I don't know.
To be fair, earlier on Jamie's, he had said that he does love being in America. He fully accepts the American way and all that kind of thing. He doesn't try and like be the Arab, like he's tried to fit in and all that kind of stuff. He owns guns and all this kind of stuff. Like so he's fully embraced the American way.
Of course he has. Who wouldn't? These people
Fucking
are
liberals. Piece of shit liberals.
Excuse me, I'm gonna piss more people off if I may.
Of course you may.
I dare you.
Thank you kindly. All these people have come from the same part of the world. They are all related. The Muslims, all these guys are related. The Jews, they're all related.
Apparently he's Christian as well. This guy, he was brought up as
it
a
doesn't
Christian,
matter.
yeah.
He ain't no Christian. He's talking about Anunnaki, fucking alien.
Well, no,
bloodlines,
that's how he was
bullshit.
brought up. Yeah, he's taken on his own faith since. Is the point I was making? He's never at any point been a Muslim or anything.
And maybe there's exceptions to the rule. I'm not sure. But what I am sure of is all of these people in the Middle East are related from so far back, it would make your head spin. They're cousins and brothers and sisters and second cousins and third cousins and all this shit. Yes. And what happened to the Egyptians? Well, here's what happened. Their family took them out. And the ones that could flee built ships and went to Norway and showed the Norwegians how to build ships. So if there's any Norwegians listening, don't get pissed. But you all didn't come up with that idea out of the palm of your ass. You
Hey, put that
came
back up. Put that back up. Do you see
I
the
think-
avatar? The picture there? What the hell is that?
It's a vagina. It's a gold-plated vagina. Can you not see the little clitoris and stuff at the top there? The
Oh, my
labia
goodness.
opening and yeah.
I mean, I think
We'll
these
probably get
people
taken down for
actually-
that image now.
No, he's
Yeah, I
been
don't
using
want
that
to say
avatar.
too much.
He's been using that avatar for a long time. He hasn't gotten in trouble yet. That's just PMARS, though.
Seriously though, has anyone ever thought about it?
About what?
The Egyptians and the ships and the Vikings and the ships and
I doubt Africans taught white people anything.
well, I'm not saying Africans. Why are we saying Egyptians are Africans?
They're in Africa.
Nah, that notion is silly.
Egypt's right in the center of fucking Africa. Not in the center, but in the middle of the north part of Africa.
No, it's in the top right.
According to what Earth? If you look at the Earth being an expanding Earth, then you can see things much differently. Where did the Vikings learn to build such beautiful ships?
They had a lot of time on their hands.
I don't agree.
Necessity for what their lifestyle
Because
dictated.
if we
They used to fish.
if we understand like Scandinavian and how the Sami nation got there and North America, the Native Americans, how did we get green eyes? If you look into those texts, you will see that a blue-eyed guy who became a god appeared out of nowhere to both places, to Egypt. Cleopatra was not totally Egyptian. Her eye color was very strange to the rest.
Maybe it was the Anunnaki then. Maybe this Anunnaki guy.
I'm not talking about
spot on.
aliens. Let's be realistic and
Oh,
say.
Okay.
I mean, if we realistically look at it, the Jews fucking invaded the Egyptians. The Egyptians built ships, they got on them, and they landed in faraway lands. And this would also explain why there's less men in Egypt with Egyptian DNA than in Europe. You know that, right?
No.
Well, check it out.
Okay.
I mean, these historical figures could all just be made up too.
They could. However, you
Well-
cannot sell a story without some truth.
Yeah, I was going to say so the whole history being a complete lie and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I understand that but it's more the narrative of history that I feel we've been lied to about, and a lot of these figures were real, not necessarily in the correct timeline that we've been taught and stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of these figures did actually appear and were real. And especially when you come to looking at like amateur metal detectorists and stuff, and the coins and stuff they find, and I've happened to know a couple throughout my life who have just been out places and finding random coins and stuff. So, and it has pictures and names of these people. So I'm not saying some of them haven't been made up, but I think it's been blown out of proportion a bit by the conspiracy world.
Yeah, well, we tend to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
The good ones do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, realistically, if you look at it, is that not possible?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, you're not the first person who I've heard who's talked about the like Vikings and stuff managing to get to America and other races even before that, and how did the Americans get there in the first place if we all evolved in bloody Africa kind of thing. I mean, it's so yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is that there would be no surprise to me to find that people had managed to travel a lot further than we've been told by the historical narrative.
And there's another little thing that I want to say. So, like when the Christians went to Scandinavia and they wanted to convince these people of Christianity, they took these people paintings of red-haired, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, green-eyed people, yet these folks were from the Middle East. I'm not sure how that washes.
Yeah. All right. I mean, obviously, like I say, I mean, you've thought about this a lot more than me, I think.
Jed has done many episodes on his channel talking about how the Bible is really just the UK and Jesus was white and all the characters in it are white, and for some reason the whole tradition got pawned off and the Middle Easterners stole it all, or it got relegated somewhere else, maybe by Jews, to discredit white people, because Jews fucking hate white people. They want to erase us off the face of the earth because we're their only competition. They hate us. They hate the fact that we have a constitution. They hate the fact that we have rights. They hate the fact that we're by far the most intelligent, race on the planet.
They hate the fact you've got complete penises.
Yeah.
Well, the closer you get to like Europe, the higher the IQ becomes.
Yeah, but I think that's just overall just the way the education systems have gone. I mean, and stuff. And I'm not saying the education systems are right, because obviously now we're pumping out indoctrinated people rather than educated people. But at one point they were educating people, because it wasn't just everyone. It was more of an elite thing. So
yes, but the education system was basically turned over to Alexander to destroy. Is that right or wrong?
Well, no, again, it's placing the blame. We allowed it to happen. It doesn't matter who initiated it and stuff. I mean, in the end, it's always the people that allow it. And again, this is why we end up in the state we do, because ultimately humans go along to get along. Don't want to ruffle feathers. Until
this is our weakness.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
But what I'm saying is, did not Alexander go to, according to history, to great lengths, to all areas of the world to destroy education?
Well, I think it all started, didn't it, with the Jesuits going out and destroying all the shamanic teachings and stuff and replacing it with Western teachings and stuff. So I mean, the attack on education has been going on for as long as people have been educated, because again, knowledge is power. It really is. And I mean, all right, most of us don't get to use that power because we never get ourselves into positions where we can use the knowledge we've gained. But ultimately, without that knowledge, nobody's going to get there. So most things I'm finding now are just double-edged swords. It's like there's very few things that are purely good and purely bad. It's everything seems to have the flip side.
Well, it looks like Jamie mentioned in chat, have you heard of the Ashkenazi Jews? And yes, I have, Jamie. And here's how they came to be. they actually like went into Rome, and there were so many of them that the Romans eventually said, okay, we'll let you stay. And you can worship your God, and we'll worship our God. So here's another problem that I have with like Rome and Ashkenazi Jews and Alexander and all this information. Look at Alexander's bust. I mean, is that accurate? Was his nose that big? The man wasn't Scottish. He wasn't Irish. He was Roman.
So I just muted your Cakes. Was that your question, or? Sorry, why did you want to mute me?
No, I can't get the private chat up on. For some reason, I can't click the link. Like, I posted the link, and it's not letting me click on said link.
Oh, sure. Want me to put the link up then? Yeah.
No, I'll type it in the chat when I can finally. It's working now. Carry on as you were.
Okay. Sorry.
I'll
go on,
explain
Bobby.
in the private chat. It's fine. Jews, Barbie.
Well, I could contribute something. So, you
Go
know,
ahead.
like Dee was saying, everything's a double-edged sword. That also is true when you're looking at history, because one part of history says this, the other part of history says the exact opposite. There's always conflicting theories. And what I don't get is that human beings, as smart as we are, even now, I don't understand how human history couldn't have been more accurately recorded. I mean, I guess it has to do with tribalism and getting your tribe over, so that you win, you rewrite the history. But there has to have been people in every advanced civilization throughout history that have fought for the idea of, hey, let's not just lie about all the history. Let's actually write down the real history of whatever happened. Even if we are the victors and stuff, like, let's at least acknowledge, so that someday in the future someone can actually really know the real history. But we just don't know any history. So the farthest we can go back to confirm anything is what, like 100 years at best, because everything
You
before
can
that is
go back farther
completely.
than that.
But can you really, though? Everything
Yes.
before that is just complete speculation.
I thought they had all the history, the real history in Vatican.
Well, we're not allowed to see it, right? So
Yeah, they just let out what
Well,
they wanted out.
yeah, so it's
God
just all
loved the
bullshit.
Romans, right?
I don't know who to blame. I mean, it's stupid that someone
The
didn't.
Jews.
Yeah,
Yes. Rome accepted the Jews. That's where the term
Ashkenazi.
yes, came from. And this filtered into like being Dutch and all these things. And so then when Hitler supposedly did his whatever, then all these people had to flee Holland and all these places because they weren't welcome anymore. I don't know, man.
Everywhere the Jews go, some really bad shit seems to happen.
Yes, it does. Forgive me, but fuck the Jews.
Damn.
Well, for such a
I didn't hear that.
small
I didn't hear
percentage
that,
of
Barney.
population. Yeah. What was so sorry, Vlad? Go on.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, what did you say, Barbie? I think I missed it as well.
I said,
actually.
fuck the Jews.
So
Wait, one more time.
did you
One more
say
time.
fuck the fucking Jews?
I did.
You really said that online. You said fuck the fucking Jews.
Yes, fuck the Jews.
Wow.
Because they went to Scotland. Okay?
Uh-oh.
And like, it's a long story. Jed would know it better than me.
Cakes
But
is getting
like-
uncomfortable.
But like, they went to Scotland and they brought this group to Scotland. And they were like raping Scottish women and this and that. And then somehow, I don't know, Jed can tell it better. The tides got turned, and the Scots said, "Here you are, motherfuckers." And they executed these people. And they've done this in how many countries that we know of? 149, some more than once. Sorry, truth sucks balls. I get it. Jed should make a video about that. Because a lot of people look at like Irish people's noses and Scottish people's noses, and they say, "Oh, these people have Jew in them." It's not like that. In fact, somebody asked Jed what I'm talking about.
Jed needs to jump on and explain himself.
He knows what I'm talking about, I'm sure.
Explain this better. That's what I mean. Not explain himself.
Scots, we're the only country in Europe that never persecuted the Jews.
Yep, you accepted them and became the home of the Freemasons and
Thing is,
all the shit that comes from it. So.
Freemasonry didn't start in Scotland. Don't get
No, it didn't
twisted.
start. No, it didn't. But it certainly got taken over by the Jews and all this kind of stuff from what I've looked at anyway. And yeah, but again, see, the main kind of story is like the Freemasons were created by the what was it, the Templars and stuff. But again, from my
in
research,
Europe,
it's a bit more to it than that.
Nobody ever persecuted the Jews anywhere ever, actually. No country ever has. Anytime that they want you to believe that they have been persecuted, it's been them persecuting the people there and then false flagging it and inverting it to make themselves look like the victims.
yes, but that is, again, the weakness. That is the difference between us. Like,
Resistance is futile, Jed.
I mean, how many times do you think of persecuting people? Seriously, we're on here talking about people like messing up our lives and conspiracies. However, let's dig deeper. How many times do you think of persecuting these people?
Yeah, it's a ghost. There is no white privilege. There is no.
If you could pin
class privilege.
I'm asking the tough question.
That's going to get you banned right there, saying that.
If you could actually pin it on my wee dog Lewis, he's kind of cute and he bounces around and I get joy out of him sometimes. However, Lewis is the problem. Now you must persecute him. That if you cannot do that, you don't belong in this place talking about these things. I'm sorry, you don't. Truth is not shaded by Lewis or the Jews or the Turks or anything. Truth is truth.
Well, yeah, but it can still be shaded by things. That's the trouble.
What things?
Well, feelings. I mean, people will.
Feelings nowadays, is a problem, D.
You know, it is. I mean, I agree. Don't get me wrong. I fully agree with you. The truth is the truth is the truth. But unfortunately, like I say, the fact is it can be skewed. It can be manipulated. Yes. It can be hidden and all this kind of stuff. So
this is an exercise in education. This is how people have gotten away with fucking you over forever. Because you have feelings.
Yeah, everything sucks.
Sorry, I'm like the bringer of like clouds and bad days.
You ruined everything, Barbie.
I'm sorry.
No, not at all. Not at all. To be fair, it's getting late here now, and I had a late one last night on
See?
Jez, so I am actually starting to get brain dead. But
Yeah, my back is hurting, which it doesn't normally hurt because I sit on this chair all the time. Well, I sit on the other chair, but I think it's because I'm sat at a slant. I'm sat at a weird angle.
oh yeah, you were
To make
saying
it look
earlier,
like I'm not at a weird angle, I've kind of twisted my spine for me to kind of appear to be sat straight.
So I'm quite happy
instead
having
of
a weird angle, like
that.
no, it doesn't bother me. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
VB's
So we
looking
wrapping up.
too relaxed over there.
Yeah, I'm on the fucking. I'm straight up laying on the floor and shit. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I thought you were in a bed, to be perfectly honest.
I thought he was on a bumblebee.
I thought you were giving us bed eyes, VB. Come hither.
Okay, you can
Come
stop
closer.
So, after
I won't
every
bite you.
show,
Unless you pay me proper.
unless I ask nicely. So usually after every show, me and Dee sit here, and after me and Vlad sit here, and I sit and pull faces. Well, after last show, VB stayed behind, and I'm sat here pulling my faces, and Vlad's like, VB's like, "Can you stop spoiling the illusion, please?" Because I'm sat here like pulling faces at him. And that's our normal after show party. And thank you, Barbie, for coming on. You seem to have just disappeared there. I'm not too sure where you went.
VB said like she brought the whole thing down and all this kind of stuff. He was only joking. Like I've just put it in the chat there. Like don't get scared off by VB, man. Come on, Barbie. You know
VB's sleeping on a wasp's nest. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I was only kidding, Barbie. She knows I was joking.
Yeah. No, I think like she said though in the past, she does feel this herself very much. So yeah. She overwhelmed herself more than anything, I imagine.
Mm.
Last night was pretty damn good.
Sorry, baby. Go ahead.
Last night was pretty damn good show, except for the first 2 hours with fucking Arnold.
Oh,
I'm glad I missed the first 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it was
everything after that was awesome though.
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even Alan, like I say, I enjoyed it. It was good. And I know you guys really didn't like him, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking he's a fucking posh cunt. That
guy. He's certainly upper middle class, or sounds it anyway, or certainly at least middle class. Yeah.
Posh Londoner.
He's a liberal piece of garbage.
He's a Londoner in the truest sense of the word, right?
Apparently he is a man, can he? Who moved to London, so maybe he moved there because naturally, yeah, he's a Londoner at heart, and he just had to go home.
All right, well, I'm not going to keep you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, if anybody does want to wrap up with any final thoughts,
VB, final thoughts there, my friend.
Everybody, go check out my channel. It's fucking awesome.
Do that, yeah. You'll have a great time. Unless you're a whingy little bitch, and in which case it's probably not for you. But watch it anyway to get triggered.
What's whingy?
Huh?
What's whingy?
Like, I'm offended. That's whingy.
Okay.
Not us. Vlad? By any chance does it go to your BitChute?
No, I've been posting videos on YouTube. I go on my live stream.
Yeah.
Only like 7 or 8 people's watch my live streams, so you fuckbags better get over there and start watching them. Like, what the fuck? Like, I just posted 2 videos before you guys went live.
You did, yeah. I saw them pop up while me and Dee were chatting. Well, while I was chatting at Dee, I guess.
Are you talking during the live streams, or are they just filming empty space?
No, I'm talking.
All right.
Well, you should get along to them. I get along to a few of them.
Yeah, it's me and my girlfriend. We were traveling in a couple of them. So it's us conversating and stuff like that. So we're talking.
Conversing, but yeah.
Sure. Conversing, what the fuck ever. conversing.
To be fair, right, D does one that really bugs the shit out of me, and I've started correcting him, and I don't think he's noticed. But he says Pacific instead of specific,
Oh, that's
and it makes me
I can't.
it boils my blood.
Do you want, right?
Go away, Fly.
Yeah, I can't do it. See, I literally
Specific.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So I just say Pacific.
Can you say specifically though?
Specifically,
yeah. Okay, like I said, I can kind of get there, but it just seems like a struggle. If you know what I mean. So I just, I'm lazy with that, unfortunately.
Root word is specification. You know, specified, specification, special.
Specimen.
Yeah, no, like it's specimen. Like I said, I can get the word out normally. It's just when it comes to specific, see, it comes out completely wrong. Like that didn't sound like it's supposed to.
But the thing is I'd rather you said that than said Pacific, because Pacific boils my blood.
It is an ocean, I know.
I have this like pit of fiery anger in my stomach whenever you say Pacific instead of specific.
I've noticed that Cakes and D, instead of saying everything or something, you say everything and something.
Everything. Something. Yeah.
You guys make a K sound instead of a G sound.
That's it's just the accent. Something. Yeah. Go away, Fly! Oh shit, I've just shouted at Dan's asleep.
Nice.
I'm sorry. But this Fly just keeps it's bugging me. Dan's gonna come and tell me. I'm gonna get a smack bottom, and not in a good way.
Oh God!
Yeah, one of the videos I just put up was a cat. It's called Kittens on the Edge of Reality, and it's like stray cats I've seen around town. Aww. I actually have 5 new ones. I want to make sure I get like about 8 or 10 of them. I have 5 new ones. I've been getting in the past couple weeks.
Documenting the homeless pussy in town.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, Barbie, I'm going to make you a moderator quick. If you can put a link to your channel in, because it looks like I've been unsubbed.
That's a nice way of saying you unsubbed from her channel.
No, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't have, because she's someone that I still watch and stuff, if you know what I mean. And she's around, so she's not. But I have. This isn't the first time I've been unsubbed from people.
Weird.
Sorry, I've got to go back to
Let me tell you a little secret of mine. I think no, if I ever told you, I told VB a long time ago. I've never subbed to anybody ever until recently, and that's why. That's one reason I get in everybody's saying I think first now is because I'm subbed to everybody. Yeah. Because before I would always do a search. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? But it started out I didn't want to be subbed to a lot of people just so they wouldn't have a subscriber, even though I was watching some of their stuff. So but yeah, just recently I just barely started subbing to people. I mean, all these years I never did until maybe like 6 months ago.
Well, yeah. If you watch a couple of somebody's videos, you tend not to need to sub to them because they will pop up. So there are some channels that I'm not subbed to, but they're not. But not usually when it's people I talk to and stuff. I usually make sure I sub. So, and I know I was subbed to Barbie because I've put a link in the chat before from my sub list, and it's not there now. So.
And why is that sent 3 times?
I don't know.
Laptop.
But not Jed. Sorry, he's just popped up in the chat there. But Barbie, I've given you a moderator quick. So if you want to stick your link in, feel free. It'd certainly help me out because you don't pop up in the search.
Stick it deep in there, Barbie. Deep.
Awesome. Jed, I assumed that you were joking. Like, do you guys think I'm a snowflake? Because you and VB have both done similar things. VB was talking about butts and buttholes, and then he put in the private chat, I'm just playing. And I'm like, I know. I have a sense of humor. And you've kind of just done the same. I'm like, do you think I'm a snowflake? Do you think I'm a little baby?
No, it's just, you know, you tend to, when someone hits you with a hard insult, you kind of stare blankly and like don't respond, and it makes us feel like we just hurt you, like you're the little handicapped kid that can't defend herself. You just like, okay, I'll take your bullying, and you don't say anything back, and then we feel bad.
No, I'm usually waiting for other people's retorts. To be perfectly honest with you,
you got to come back
just to
hard.
Pile it on, you know,
you got to come back hard though, you know. When someone says something.
Oh, it was more for
But-
Chris's sake, apparently. That's cool, Jed. What were you
You're a
gonna say,
girl,
sorry?
you're a girl, and therefore you're inherently weak and pathetic. So we feel like we're hurting you.
Oh my god.
My
Okay.
girlfriend was
Right,
walking by when you said that. She turned around like so fast, like, what the fuck?
Right, okay. So VB, every time I've fucked up on my game or something, I've been like, oh goddamn woman brain, and then Dan's just gone VB like that. It's become a thing in our house.
Oh man.
Yeah, and in my clan actually, because I keep going, sorry guys, it's my woman brain.
Damn.
But
It's
yeah,
all right, Barbara. I've found you.
he's done it, Barbie. Thank you, Gin Smell. They were listening in the background. Amazing. I love it. He was putting his white knight helmet on. VB loves to be dominated by big women, I reckon. Ones with capped shoulders.
Who said that?
Chris.
Oh.
Oh God, I've got and knobs. Okay, that's also what Chris said. I've not got and knobs.
My girlfriend wants me to tell VB something. Okay, if women are so weak and pathetic, and they came from men, Adam's rib. What does that say about men?
Well, it just shows that they only got part of all the goodness. They got the short end of the stick.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna say thanks, guys. Have an awesome week. We will see you next Sunday at the usual time. Have a good
The
week.
new usual time.
The new
Not the new
usual
normal.
time.
The new usual.
The new usual.
Yeah.
Because we're usually here, not normally here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like I say, we'll see you next week. Be good, don't die,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Later.
Later, all.
Thank you.